What is going on, everybody, man? King Recon here, dude. The time has come, the night of legend and foretold prophecy, where I'm going to come on here and answer as many questions as I possibly can from everything that y'all left here on the channel and 2 questions that I received from Twitter, man. But before we get into any of that, yo, I just gotta say thank you, man. Thank you to every single last one of you who not only asked these questions, but to subscribe in the first place, because if you didn't do that, this wouldn't be happening, you know what I'm saying? None of this would be possible if it wasn't for y'all, and I mean that wholeheartedly when it comes to a lot of things. You know, I ask y'all for a lot of stuff when it comes to advice on certain things on the channel, what I should be doing in certain aspects when it comes to, you know, doing a discussion here, or an afterthoughts here, or a reaction here. You know, it's I always try to keep that communication, because I feel like that's very, very important. Especially when it comes to new experiences and trying out new things, which I've been trying to do a lot of this year. But like a lot of y'all, man, have gotten me into so many amazing series, bro. Like my boy Araragi getting me into Monogatari earlier this year, Silva and Shadow getting me into Chihaya Furu, Franklin getting me into Dr. Stone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's thanks to y'all that I've been able to go on these amazing experiences and continue to experience as much greatness as I have, man. You know, to join on the awesome sauce of what's already established and what is already amazing, dude. Like the Kingdom greatness, the One Piece greatness, the Gintama awesome sauce, the Hunter greatness, and everything else that I cover here on the channel, man. So, massive thank you to every single person who is along for this journey and adventure, regardless of the series that you support. I truly appreciate it, man, and I look forward to the future and what we're going to have going down, man, because the future is bright. I have a lot of ideas up here, but I'm always going to be asking y'all for what I can do better, you know what I'm saying? So thank you very much for that, man, but without further ado, let's get right into these questions, bro, because we have 2 coming in from Twitter, and then the rest of them are going to be coming in from YouTube. Now, like I said, I'm going to try to get as much as possible, so if I do not get to your question, I'm deeply apologize, man. I really do. And if you really want me to answer that question, dog, you hit me with another video. You hit me with another video, and I got you, son. I got you. But anyways, coming in first, here on Twitter, my boy, the long-haired otaku. Now, if you know that name, the long-haired otaku, then you were back in the old channel days, man. This man right here, my boy Chris, one of my best friends. This man right here, and I and a man named the Forgotten Straw Hat used to troll and make videos at that man's house for One Piece Strong World, talking about our favorite One Piece arcs, whenever he was catching up to the series. Like, so many fun and awesome videos, some of the big 3. That was in 2013, man, you know, it feels like it was just yesterday, dog, but that was 6 years ago. 6 years ago, but those were fun times, yo. So if you know the name Long-Haired Otaku, you're an OG. You're an OG. But anyways, my boy Chris asked, what video game influenced your life the most? This one, I think I have 2 different answers for this. Especially for whenever a question like this is asked, like how much is a certain piece of media, and as like which one has influenced me the most in like a certain medium. Now, when it comes to video games, I have 2 in mind. One of them is Metal Gear Solid 3, and the other one is the Modern Warfare trilogy. Metal Gear Solid 3, I think more on the writing end, in terms of it impacted me so much because I had always wanted to go through an experience like that, and experience something like that, even though I didn't know what that experience was. I had always wanted that immersive experience that I received in like reading a One Piece, or you know, something around that nature, like something that I really love and was really emotionally invested in. And as much as I love Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2, MGS3 with the story of Big Boss truly hit home. Truly hit home, man. And not only does it hit home in terms of like from me just enjoying it level, or me taking it all in type of level, but also from an inspiration level, and wanting to write and publish a story one day. It was a massive inspiration, man. And MGS3 still remains probably my favorite game ever created, just for that. It's a phenomenal story with arguably my favorite character of all time in Big Boss. It's tough because, you know, my boy Gintoki. He's fighting him every day. Gintoki and Big Boss have daily battles every day for that spot. But yeah, man, definitely MGS3. And then when it comes to the Modern Warfare trilogy, you're with me throughout those years, man. Those are some rough times, but Modern Warfare trilogy, and not only just those games themselves, but the memories associated with those games, the fun times I had with friends on those games, the sleepless nights, going to school the next day, and then coming home, playing the Modern Warfare. Just the memories associated with those games is something that I'll always hold near and dear to my heart, and that's why those two are my answers right there, man. I love them both. One for the memories, and the other one for how it truly impacted me on a personal level. So thank you very much for that question, bro. The next one's coming in from my boy, That's Confidential. And he says, top 5 or 10 favorite quotes in anime and manga, and we will get a face reveal in the special. I don't know about the face reveal, alright? Face reveal is probably a bit too much. But when it comes to top 5 or 10 favorite quotes. Now, when it comes to quotes, man, the first thing that pops into mind is Monogatari. I'm not gonna lie. Monogatari, Ogi, Oshino, yo. The very first thing that pops into mind is Ogi, Yang Wengli, Reinhard, like, let's Galactic Heroes and Monogatari. Maybe it's because I watched them both this year, but those are the first two things that come to mind. So just in anime and manga, my favorite quotes. Jing's, of course, speech for enjoying the detours in life, of course, is up there. Gintoki's Darkest Before Dawn speech is up there. The freedom speech in Evangelion episode 26 is without question up there for me. Ogi's speech, I'm trying to recite it. I'm gonna try to recite it word for word, but it's something around the lines of, no matter how bad or horrifying the memory is, when it all comes out, it becomes a story. Like, bro, when I heard that, I was shook. I was like, yo, that's a fact. Like, you hold something in for so long, and whenever you release it, it just becomes a story. And I was like, bro, I was blown away. I mean, there's a lot of Monogatari quotes, like Kaiki Deshu is a character, is a living quote, just like Yang Wengli is. Speaking of Yang, it's not really, well, I have two for Yang. There's not really a quote per se for Yang on the first one, but it's like a conversation that was happening. Like, they were comparing both Yang and Reinhard, and I was asking, like, what's the difference between the two? And he was like, yeah, the difference between you and Reinhard is that, you have the talent, you have this, but what you don't have is the ambition. And I was like, yo, that's facts, because Yang is just as talented and as skilled as Reinhard. What he doesn't have is that ambition, dog. That's what makes him different. And then Yang himself, he said something along the lines of, flipping Mother Flagnars, bro. It was like, perhaps in the universe there exists a solitary, like, truth, but I can't reach it with these small little hands. It was something around those lines, but it was a nasty quote. And then, of course, Blackbeard's speech about dreams, man. Those are the first things that come to mind. I love those quotes in anime and manga. Oh, and of course, the napkin speech. The napkin speech in Steel Ball. But yeah, those are the first ones that come to mind. I love those a lot. Whenever I think back to, just favorite quotes and things that pop up into mind, those usually are the ones that come in. It's crazy that a couple of them came from series I watched this year. Greatness, man. Absolute greatness. So, on to the YouTube comments. Coming in first. Oh, thanks a lot. That's confidential for the question, man. So, coming in right here first on the YouTube side of things, we got my boy, the Money Marsh, with the Will Smith logo, profile picture. Every time I see that thing, man, it always gives me a smile from the Gintama greatness. And then his question is the Santa Hat of Legend the peak of hype, or is there another level behind it? Beyond it, I meant. Another level beyond the Santa Hat of Legend? There might be. There might be, man, because, sometimes I get so hyped I put on multiple Santa hats. Kind of a double Santa hat, you never know. Sometimes the phone finger gets up in, like, summer, you know what I'm saying? I still don't recall what I did back in the Kingdom reactions. Whatever I did during the bloodbath stuff, bro, that's probably the peak. Whatever that was, Santa hat, whatever else was in there, glasses off, man, that's probably peak of hype. Laptops flying, shirts flying, that's probably peak. I don't know, but for sure, I'm not gonna say peak, because with the stuff that's incoming in Onigashima, I feel like it can't be the peak. If we're gonna get stuff more epic than what we got in the middle of all that greatness we just got in Wano, then it can't be peak. Because I'm gonna go beyond it. I'm gonna go beyond that of a Santa hat, bro. I'm about to bring out the Santa hat number 2. Like my boy Goku told flipping, what's that? What was Babidi? Like Goku told Babidi back in the Buu saga, man. So yeah, the Santa hat is definitely not the peak of hype, but it's definitely in that tier. It's definitely in the tier, man. But it is. It is and it isn't, because Santa hat will always be there, but I feel like multiple Santa hats probably end up joining too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't know because I haven't experienced it yet, but I guarantee you, somebody gives me some godly stuff like SBR 90 or Gintama 514, I'll be flying off the windows. You know what I'm saying? If I would have been doing YouTube videos when Shanks did what he did, and y'all know what I'm talking about, son, in Marineford, it would have been over. It would have been over. Quadruple Santa hats. Quadruple Santa hats. But thank you, Money Marsh, man. Next question's coming in from Leonard Mirage. And there's 3 questions here. The first one is, what's your favorite opening and ending? Favorite opening and ending, man. You can't just drop a question like that out of nowhere, dog. You gotta warn me first. Alright, favorite opening. First one that comes to mind, of course, is Smile Bomb. Smile Bomb, Dark Cherry Mystery / Math Magics from Monogatari. Has got to be up there. Hajime no Ippo opening 2. It's got to be up there. One Piece opening 1. And Legend of the Galactic Heroes opening 3/2. I'd probably say 3. Sea of the Stars in the sky. Yo, man, Sea of the Stars. No, that first opening is legendary too, bro. The Skies of Blue. I don't know. Opening 3. I'm gonna stick with opening 3 because Sea of the Stars is legendary. But yeah, those are the first that come to mind when it comes to the opening side. There's been a lot of fantastic openings though, man. That's tough. Especially lately. There's been some great openings. Openings usually, man, freaking Reborn, bro. Hitman Reborn opening 4. That junk's always stuck with me. And then so is opening 8. Listen to the stereo tonight. Yeah, that junk goes in. But yeah, just off the top, those. And I'll probably be kicking myself later because I'll be like, man, I forgot to talk about one. But yeah, this is those. But I think Small Bomb for sure is the number 1. And then in the ending side, Gintama ending 29. Hanaichi Monmei. And that's followed by Hakusho ending 2, Great Teacher Onizuka ending 1, Fooly Cooley's ending, My Pillows, Nana ending 2. There's a lot of phenomenal endings, man. Michiko to Hachin's ending, amazing. Samurai Champloo's ending. Oh man, speaking of Samurai Champloo, bro, in the opening side, man, the tank. That's my intro before every reaction. The 3, 2, 1, let's jam. I can't believe I forgot that. That's definitely one of my favorite openings. Man, the ending side, those. But I think just pure number 1 going with each other, I think it's Smile Bomb and Gintama ending 29. But yo, Nana ending 2 and like JoJo ending 1 are like right there. So for different reasons, of course, but you know, Nana ending 2 was legendary. Second question, what's your favorite quote / line you read in fiction? Ooh, in fiction. I think, oh man, I gotta go like to some, let's see. There was a line by Solid Snake. It was something around the lines of, basically about destiny and fate. Like, if I can't control you, or what was it? It's like, a strong man doesn't rely on like, he doesn't rely on the future. He doesn't think about the future. He makes his own, or something around those lines. It was a nasty quote. That Big Boss's Over Heaven speech, from the very same series, Metal Gear, great stuff. One quote that's always stuck with me, even though it doesn't particularly impact me as a person, but it's always stuck with me, is from Darth Vader, wherever he says, he sees Obi-Wan again, and he's like, when I met you, I was but the learner, but now I am the master. And my boy Obi-Wan's like, only a master of evil, dog. Get out of here! Star Wars, dog! And then number 3. Who is in your top 5 favorite characters, and why is Gintoki the best character ever to exist? Oh, I can't blame you there. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so top 5 favorite characters, I'm going to assume in anything, right? Because you just said in fiction. So, in anything, I think it's Big Boss and Gintoki to, like, share that spot, right? So, Big Boss, Gintoki, but then, like, all my other MCs, are like, I love them so much, too. Big Boss, Gintoki. In the next spot, bro, it's hard, because, like, I want to go Victor Von Doom. I want to go Luffy, and I want to go the whole Steel Ball Run cast, and then I want to go Chihaya. All right. But then there's Lord Vader, bro. Okay. Big Boss, Gintoki, Luffy, Doctor Doom, Steel Ball Run cast. There we go. There we go, man. Off the top, that's what it is. And what I mean by Steel Ball Run main cast is Johnny, Gyro, Diego, of course. Diego's my favorite out of the three, but I prefer to have them together. That's how I have them my favorites, at least. So yeah, thank you very much for your questions, Leonard Mirage. You had me thinking there. You had me sweating, first of all, but you had me thinking there. So thank you for that. The Mochi Man. Shout out to Mochi Man. Congratulations on 8,000. My question is, how do you think you'll feel once One Piece ends? I don't even want to think about that, dog. Yeah, I'm probably going to feel extremely empty. I'm not going to lie, man. I think it's going to be the ending that's going to impact me the most. I think it's going to be the ending that is going to hurt the most by far, because it's going to be the one that I've been with the longest. So when One Piece ends, it's probably going to be the one that's going to leave the biggest hole. Like, I just think back to feeling how I felt when other series that I really love ended. When Gintama ended, man. When Bleach ended. And Bleach is the one that I've been into as long as One Piece. I think with Naruto. But I liked Bleach a little more than I did Naruto. And I like One Piece more than I like both. So I think back to how I felt when Bleach ended. And that didn't really hurt. Naruto hurt a lot too. But I was after listening to some ending themes. Bleach hurt on the spot. And... or opening themes, I'm sorry, but Bleach hurt on the spot in One Piece, man. I can only imagine, dog. I remember how I felt when Reborn ended. I was like, sweet mother of Flagners, but then Gintama ended, bro. And when Gintama ended, I was in my feels for like almost a month straight. So I don't want to think about it. I know it's gonna hurt, man. I know it's gonna be crazy. Like I said, I want to do YouTube. I've always said I want to do YouTube until, at the very least, until that final chapter comes out, man. Because I wanna cover it. I don't know what the plans or what God has in store for me after One Piece ends, but I know for a fact that I really want to make it at the very least to that final chapter, man. Because to cover that, it's gonna destroy me, but what an incredible day that's gonna be, man. I will love to get the entire community together before that chapter comes out, though, just for all of us to talk about. Anyways, to answer your question, how do I think I'll feel when once One Piece ends? Oh, empty, man, empty, but at the same time, full of gratitude for the fact that I was able to experience such a masterpiece. Seriously, gratitude, man. That final panel is probably gonna be hung up on my wall. 100%, man. 100%. Thank you very much for the comment, Mochi Man. And next one coming in from Akash Panda, saying, how long have you been following One Piece, and what is the rank among your favorite mangas? Number one, without question, when it comes to ranking. Well, not without question. There's some days that it's duking it out with Steel Ball Run and 20th Century Boys. Because if we're talking about just mangas, like if we're not including anime, because if we're including anime, of course, it's boxing with Gintama on a daily basis. But if it's just manga, I think it's my clear-cut favorite, and then Steel Ball Run's right under it. But yeah, One Piece, man, I love it too much, bro. It's gotta be one. And how long have I been following it? Since 2005, man. Whenever they put it on Toonami/Jetix, man. You know, shout out to Jetix. Watch out about Jetix, man. Back on the Spanish channels, man. Listening to those legendary endings and openings in Spanish. Good times, but yeah, since back in 2005. And then when I really dove into it, because, you know, I would just catch a little bit now and then from the 4Kids on TV. I remember the first episode I ever watched of One Piece was Buggy's introduction. But a couple years down the line, after I got into Bleach, I was trying to find something else after Bleach that I could really like. And I watched a couple of different series, and I was like, yo, let me try out One Piece again, man. And so at that time, I hadn't binged a long series like that. So when I got into One Piece, it was crazy because the length didn't intimidate me, even though it was the first really long series I was getting into. And it was the greatest binging experience ever, bro. Ever, man. My flipping flagnards. And but in terms from a weekly basis, since End of Thriller Bark / Sabaody, from a weekly standpoint, But that bench up until then, dog, that junk was goat. That junk was extremely good. And then the weekly experience is something that I treasure for One Piece. The One Piece is my favorite weekly experience by far over anything. Over anything, man. That manga experience for One Piece, bro, it just can't be touched, bro. The Return to Sabaody experience, the whole Marineford saga, then the end of Punk Hazard, the middle and the end of Rosa, Zoe. You had Whole Cake in its greatness. Then you had Reverie. Now we're in one. I mean, it's been a legendary experience, man. But yeah, since 2005, bro. Since 2005, and then officially from, I don't know, what was it, like 2007, 2008 for the binge, whatever it was, man. we forget the years sometimes, dog. But I know it's been quite some time, coach. It's been quite some time. But thank you very much for the question, man. Anime highlights comes in with a question. Just one question. Tell me what's the best. This man Anime highlights says, just one question. Tell me what's the best-selling manga in history. Do you have to ask the question? I've been giving you the answer to that question since I started the channel. No, I don't think that far. But for quite some time. For quite some time. It's the series that is about to surpass Batman and Superman in sales. The series that is currently the third best-selling comic of all time. My friend Anime highlights, it is the one, the only, One Piece. What do you mean what's the best-selling manga in history, son? What you mean? Thank you for the question, my man. White Bear Beppo. Yo, Beppo, man. Yo, shout out to Beppo. Beppo makes some GOAT AMVs on his channel, man. And has given me some really, really cool recommendations over the years. I remember whenever he was catching up to Gintama, man. Good times, good times. But yeah, anyways, Beppo, his question is, what moment in One Piece did you think to yourself, this series isn't just good or great, it's legendary? Oh, without question, man. The entirety of Arlong Park, honestly. I mean, Baratier had me feeling that way too. From episode 1. But when I truly set it above everything else I'd watched up until that point in time was Arlong Park. I had never experienced anything like that in my entire life up until that point when it came to anime and manga. Just with Nami's flashback, the build-up throughout the entirety of the series up until that point in time with the mystery of her character and to find out what truly is the backstory there. To find out what kind of a bastard Arlong really is, man. And to see the government working with Arlong in the way that they did. And it really just made you want to punch both of them, man. And when I saw that Luffy didn't have to hear the backstory in order to help Nami whenever she's crying out in pain, she's just stabbing, dog. And she just asks him for help, finally. Luffy just puts the hat in her head, bro. Luffy tasukete. She's like, yo, man. Luffy's like, of course. And you see the entire squad right there, bro. Sanji, Usopp, and Zoro squatted up, gang, dog. Like they're playing a search and destroy match in God 4, and they're ready. And Sun, overtaken, starts playing. Bah! Legendary Johnny and Yosuke are giving the speech of legends. If anybody can take on Arlong in the East Blue, it's them, bro. Dun, 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 dun. Luffy, it's the thing, bro. Which one's Arlong, dog? But it doesn't just end there. When Luffy smacks the flag nose at Arlong, everybody just starts duking it out. And then Luffy and Arlong start conversating, and Arlong tells him, you know, how useless he is as a person, as an individual. And this man, Luffy, says, you know what, man? You're right, there are certain things that I can't do. You know, I can't do this, and that's why Usopp does it. It's like, I can't lie, I can't hold the sword, I can't cook, I can't navigate, but what I can tell you, I'm gonna do, bro, I'm gonna whoop that booty, dog. I'm gonna go in, but I was like, Luffy, the king, dog. And then whenever he destroys the room, signifying that he's freeing her from the chains of Arlong Park, man. And then you go up in, like, somewhere at the end, he yells, bro. And he's like, Nami, you are my Nakamada. Goat piece, dog. Without question. Volume 9 / episode 37. Or / like I said, the entire arc. It made me a fan forever, man. That's why my Discord service called it Return to Arlong Park. Because Arlong Park, man. I live and I do YouTube and I do reactions to get experiences like that, man. 100%. So thank you very much for the question, Weber Beppo. If I had to add another one, it would probably have to be either the scene at the end of Logetown where they all see their dreams, or in Drum Island in the Hero Luke flashback. Those are probably my other answers for that. But of course, that, like I said, that's whenever I realized that there's a legendary Zoro moment which hit me harder on a rewatch. I mean, when I first watched it, of course, it was GOAT. But like I said, the thing that set it apart from everything else I had watched up until that point in time was, without question, Arlong Park, man. Next question's coming in from Seneto99. Follow Seneto on Twitter, dog. Amazing colorings, man. Amazing colorings. Coming in, the first question, top 3 most underrated JoJo stands. Underrated? Man, I don't know. I don't know what's overrated, because I don't really converse with people when it comes to stands much, aside from like y'all and IRL friends. So I don't know. Flipping flappers. I really don't know what stand is considered overrated or underrated. But what I can tell you is, I don't know how people feel about Stone Free, but Stone Free is obviously probably my favorite stand aside from the world. So I think it'd be Stone Free, because I don't know how people feel about the stand. So Stone Free's up there, and then Bohemian Rhapsody. I love that stand, right? I know I'm the same part, but yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody, that one is good. And then Catch the Rainbow. I love its design. I'm trying to stay as spoiler free as possible, but Catch the Rainbow. I love its design. Love the ability. It's really nice. So I think underrated, I'd probably go with those 3. If I can't go with Stone Free because it's a main character ability, Paisley Park, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Catch the Rainbow. Probably say those. Now that you finished your Stone Ocean reread, what was your favorite fight, favorite Jolene moment in the part? Man, I kind of don't want to say it, because I don't want to spoil anybody who's catching up. Yeah, Sen, I'll hit you up off air. Because I don't want to spoil anybody on Stone Ocean. So I'll hit you up off air. Top 3. Oh, snap, bro. This man's a top 3 favorite Naruto openings. No, Naruto openings are some fire, man. I forgot to talk about those in the favorite openings thing. Okay, so I have 3 for each one. In part 1, opening 9 is my favorite. The Yuda. Oh, yo, that just goes in. Opening 9, opening 5, and opening 7. I'm struggling between 7 and 4. Because we are fighting dreamers. But 7, man, it just goes in, dude. 9, 5, and 4. I love 7, though. And I love 8. I love it all part 1s. And then for Shippuden, opening 7, man. Without question. Opening 7. Opening 4. Oh, that's hard, dog. Because there's Bluebird. There's I Realize That Screaming Pain. That goes into. Opening 13 is GOAT. Opening 16 is GOAT. Opening 7. Opening 4. Opening 6. We're done. Those are good. No, bro, opening 16 goes too hard, man. Whatever. You know, Sen, you know. Favorite Cambio Forma and Reborn. Yo, Ryohei's, dog. I love Suna's, but I already loved Suna's ability before that, like 100%, and after it was just overkill. But the one that really, like, after the Cambio Forma made me love it, Ryohei's, dog. Ryohei, dude. Legendary. Top 3 females in anime and manga. I feel like I can't choose from the channel because I'd be too biased from the channel. Like, from the channel, of course, it'd be Nami, Kagura, and Kyokai. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the ones that I always cover on the YouTube channel, so I see them the most. So I feel like that's unfair. Like, if we're not talking about series I cover on the channel, it would have to be, or at least series that I don't cover as often on the channel, then it would have to be Oscar from Rose of the Versleys. it would have to be Jolene. Oh, wait, hold on, bro. I'm slumped. My number one favorite female character in anything, it's not even close. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Is Ayase Chihaya, followed closely behind by Wakamiya Quino. Without question. Without question. Ayase Chihaya, number one. I mean, that's a one. Like, one. Alright? There has been... And I should have... I don't know why it is that Chihaya Fudo slipped my mind. Chihaya Fudo has one of my favorite openings of all time. I should add that to the opening list. Chihaya herself needs to be in my top 5 favorite characters of all time list, without question. So going back to Leonard's question, I got you, coach. Add Chihaya to both those lists. And then, go back to you, number one. Even stuff that I cover on the channel, so I don't, it's Chihaya. Chihaya's number one. And then after that, it has to be, like I said, probably Oscar and Jolene. Now stuff off the channel. Like on the channel, like I said, Nami, Kagura, Kyokai. Off the channel, Chihaya, Oscar, Jolene. But like it's hard because I really like Fujiko Mine. And then of course like my Monogatari girls too, bro. No, this is too hard, bro. When you have Shinobu, when you have kiss shots, I said on a nerd blade. When you have Anekawa, All right. Chihaya, Oscar, / Jolene, / Ogi, / Hanekawa. Alright, we're done. We're done. But just know that if I had to combine both lists, it'd probably end up being like, I don't know, Chihaya, Nami, Kagura or something. I don't know. But we're getting off this question, man. It's stressing me out too hard. Top 3 favorite series, or top 3 series with your favorite OSTs. One Piece for sure is number one. It'd probably be One Piece, Samurai Champloo, and Air Gear. I think so. But shout out to Death Note's OST, and shout out to Bebop's as well. Really, really good soundtracks right there, man. Really, really good soundtracks. But I think the top 3 would have to be that. I love Air Gear's soundtrack, man. Air Gear's soundtrack puts me in the writing mood. And Champloo's soundtrack, I listen in any situation. Any situation, man. New Jobbies? What? Yeah, definitely. And then number one, One Piece. One Piece has too many godly soundtracks, man. Too many godly soundtracks. So then in the next one, Tiago M. Oh, but Sen, thank you for the questions, man. I'll get back to you on that Stone Ocean question, by the way. I'll definitely get back to you on that. But getting back to the questions here, Tiago M. There, your female question is really, really sticking with me, man, because there's a lot of characters I love. There's Utena, there's Fujiko Mine, there's what's her face from Detective Conan. Like, it was hard. It's tough, man. But yeah, definitely Chihaya is my number one. Chihaya's my number one, and then we'll pick and choose after that. I really have to think about that question. I might make a video of that one day, because I love Oscar, man. Oscar, bro, from Rose of the Merciless. That's a legendary character, dog. Jolene from Stone. We're getting off it. Next question. Tiago M. Coming up in like summer, what were your first impressions of One Piece and how did they change along the way? You know, my first impressions were, I mean, I can't remember that far. Hold on, let me see. Because I was really, really entertained by that first episode I watched with Buggy. Overall, I've always been a very open-minded person when it comes to just stuff in general. But it definitely did seem weird in the beginning with the art style and whatnot to me. But even then, it was something that I fell in love with very early on. Very, very early on with the art style. Now, as far as how did they change along the way, I did not... Now, I definitely talk about it on this end. When I first got into the series, I did not expect it to hit on the emotional levels that it hit. When I first got into it, I was expecting something similar to like a Naruto or a Bleach, and I was like in terms of like when it comes to battles and stuff like that. But the way that they've changed without question is that One Piece taught me of how emotional a story can truly make you. Because even though Naruto, Dragon Ball, Hakusho, these series had made me definitely emotional, like Naruto's episode 19, and then Gohan's transformation, Hakusho with the episode 47, legendary stuff. But One Piece was the one that really showed me just how it's okay to get emotional watching anime, man. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of other things that it has shown me and truly brought to my attention. But I think just from it being like, and of how I initially thought it was going to be, and then how did it change? That's probably too much. Like there's no way I could have ever anticipated loving a series this much, man. Seriously. Whenever I first got into the series, there is no way I could have possibly ever imagined that a series that is this GOAT ever existed. The amazing adventure and the concept and the themes of dreams and just the way that everything was put together. I just there was no way I could have ever expected that. So to answer your question, I'd probably say my first impressions, I thought it was gonna end up being like a Naruto and a Bleach, and to a certain extent, and its structure and its core, it carries the very thing, but it was much more than that, man. It took it a step beyond everything I'd ever watched, and delivered in one of the greatest journeys that I'm still on today, man. So I hope I answered your question, man, but if I didn't, I apologize. I apologize. So next question. Never Lucky comes right up in like somewhere saying, if you met Sorachi and he would allow you to ask him any 3 questions, what would you ask him? Also, big congrats on 8K, bro. You deserve every single one of those stubs. Yo, thank you very much. I truly appreciate that, Never Lucky. But if you met Sorachi and he would allow you to ask him any 3 questions, I would just hug him for one of my questions. I would just hug Sorachi. I'd just take it and be like, yo, I love you, Sorachi, man. You're the GOAT. The second one that I would ask him is, I'd probably ask him a writing related question. Like, I want to ask him how it is that he came up with his short stories every single week. Because I love the way that Gintama's episodic storytelling is. And I just want to ask him if a lot of those were like a spur of the moment type of thing, like where he was just like watching a movie or something and just felt like delivering on a certain thing. Because Sorachi seems like the type of writer that he'll be writing one thing one week, and the next week he's like, all right, I can make this a serious arc, and he does. Like, I just want to know his creative process and go behind his mind when it comes to certain things in the creative process, because it does fascinate me. And then the last thing would be a question I can't really say without spoiling when it comes to Takatsugi. But I'll just say that it does revolve around chapter 703, and I would ask him something about that chapter. So I'll just leave it at that. When it comes to those would be the 3. Hug, second will be behind his writing process, and the third one will be about Takatsugi. But thank you very much for your question, man. Thank you very much for the congratulatory message, man. Never Lucky. I truly appreciate it. So coming up next is Beyond Solace, coming up in like somewhere. Is that an Eto profile picture, yo? Shout out to Eto, man. Eto's another character I really love. But anyways, that's Seneto question's gonna mess me up, bro. It's gonna mess me up. I can't believe I forgot about Chihaya, man, for the earlier questions, like the opening and the other one. If you could cosplay as any character, who would you like to cosplay as? Oh, Aizen. I would love to cosplay as Aizen. Let me see. Aizen, Shinichi from Parasite. Shinichi from Parasite, and then probably Bartolomeo from One Piece. I think I'd go for those 3. I think I could probably do one of those 3. Safe to say. Bartolomeo, I already am Bartolomeo, so that would be easy. But when it comes to Aizen, if I just put on some gel, and I grow out my hair, maybe get a little bit lighter skin, I think I can do it. I think I can pull Aizen, man. And then Shinichi reminded me of the way I was whenever I was in high school, so I think I can pull that off too. Shout out to Parasite, the max! Yeah. Greatness. But thank you very much for that comment, Beyond Solace. Boris coming up in. Boris Kalkin saying, "Congratulations, Recon. I'm really happy for you." Thank you very much, Boris. Man, I truly appreciate that. My question is, what are your thoughts on Naruto overall? I know you're a fan of One Piece and that Bleach is another one of your favorites, but I didn't hear you talk a lot about Naruto, so I want to know. You know, it's funny. On the old channel, I had I talked about all three a lot. I talked about Naruto in depth. I'll never forget when that last week that Naruto was coming out. I was pulling out Naruto videos like up the wazoo, man. Talking about Naruto Arena, the Ultimate Ninja games. I remember that final live stream I did for the series. Some crazy, crazy times, man. But Naruto is another one of those series from the era. Like the big three, just in general, have a special place in my heart. I'll always love them. But Naruto, like I said, is definitely a series that for multiple different reasons I really love. For the video game side of things and the memories that I share with other people. Naruto is a series that has created a lot of friendships and bonds thanks to it existing. So I'll always appreciate it for that. Now, aside from just the memories and aside from it being nostalgic, when it comes to the series itself, there are quite a few stretches in the series that are extremely insanely good, man. Insanely good. The entirety of part 1. Naruto in part 1 as a character, if I were to just keep Naruto from part 1, is probably my top 10 favorite main characters of all time. Seriously, I like real talk. I gotta think about it because there's a lot of GOAT main characters. But bro, Naruto from part 1 hit home in ways that other main characters have not. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it hit home. It hit home. My boy was speaking the truth. Rock Lee, tuning exams. Greatness, but and Shippuden, I still enjoy Shippuden. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But the thing is that when Shippuden was introduced, I grew to love a lot more other characters. Like in part 1, I think it's safe to say Naruto and Rock Lee are my two favorite characters. But in part 2, I truly came to appreciate and enjoy characters like a Minato, like an Itachi, Sasuke towards the end there, Hashirama, Madara, Pain. You know, I came to appreciate a lot of the other Shikamaru in his legendary arc. I came to appreciate a lot of the other characters more so than Naruto. That's why I always keep him with like the part 1 side. You know, I still love them in Shippuden too, but like by then there was all of these other awesome characters too, and it was outshined a bit at times by them, which is, you know, credit to Kishimoto for creating other enjoyable characters. But going back to the arcs thing, man, like one day going back to your Sorachi question, I would love to sit down and speak with Kishimoto on how it is that he was able to set up the incredible twist for the Itachi reveal at the end of the Sasuke and Itachi fight. That stuff right there is absolutely phenomenal, man. That stretch from Hidan and Kakuzu all the way until the end of the Pain arc is arguably my favorite stretch in the whole series, in all of Naruto. But that particular stretch from Sasuke versus Deidara to the end of the Itachi fight and then the revelation after that, I would love to just have a conversation one day. / Jirai versus Pain. I'd love to have a conversation one day with Kishimoto and just ask him how it is that he masterfully weaved that together, because that was genius. And I was reading that weekly, man. The way that it was going up in like somewhere back, woof! It was so good, man. And the way that he was setting up things from the shadows throughout the entire arc, it was fantastic. The only other volume I think I like as much as that one is volume 53, which is Naruto's flashback. Love that volume. Kushina and Minato. That junk hits home. Hits home, son. It's another one of those moments where you're like, God, anime can do this to you, bro. And then since then, of course, I've been in it for a while, but yeah, man, that jump was something. But yeah, Naruto, that's how I feel about it. It's a series that I absolutely adore. I'll always enjoy, and holds a special place in my heart for those nostalgic feelings and just that era of the mid 2000s. All those series that I got into in the mid 2000s have a special place in my heart. And if they really had a big impact on my life, like a One Piece or a Bleach, then they're of course become favorites. But Naruto, even though it didn't have like as big of an impact as those two, it still had an impact for sure. But more so than just the series itself, I appreciate it in the same way that Dragon Ball allowed me to meet so many amazing people thanks to those games and thanks to just talking about the series like at school or at work or whatever the case may be. Naruto's introduced me to a lot of amazing people. And just talking about it for hours on end on forums and Naruto Arena and the games, just because that'll have a special place in my heart, man. Always will. But thank you for your question, bro. Next question's coming in for Don Wander. Don Wander states, I literally just heard of a the Tower of God anime. I haven't talked about that on the channel. How do you feel about that? Oh, well, I'll go ahead and answer that one first. Yo, when I heard the Tower of God anime is being made, I got extremely excited. I was like, bro, I want to get back to reading. I have not read, I think it was since chapter 264 of S2, and I'm still holding back on it, man, because my whole thought process is, because of the way the Tower of God works and how addicting it is, I want to do it like kind of by seasons. You know how like like season 1 technically on the channel was the stuff that I covered from like, what was it, 223 to 263. That stuff right there I consider like season 1 on the YouTube channel, awesome Toonami stuff. Season 2 is going to be whatever I'm going to read next, and that whole arc is about to go down. So I'm waiting until there's like an opening in the schedule where there can be like 1 day a week where I could just sit down and read Tower of God. And then I would love to get back on it. But anyways, going back to the anime thing, I just want to know who's going to do it, and I hope they put the most love and care into it, because if they put the love and care that I know the anime studios have for their series, because sometimes it just doesn't work out, but if they give it a studio that will treat it right and will be faithful to the source material, Tower of God's going to explode. That series is too good. It's too good. It's too addicting. And it gets me excited, man, whenever I read it. Like, it has that factor to where you're genuinely excited while you're reading it. Yurik Mazino, bro. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Who's your favorite general level character in Kingdom Conky? Definitely. Well, no. Yotanwa. Well, I mean, can we consider Shin being there, right? I mean, if we can, then Shin by far. But if we can't, if I can't choose Shin and or Kyokai, yeah, no, I gotta say Yotanwa or Kanki. I love them both. I love them both a lot. But then you have characters like Osen, bro. Osen's a legend. Oki will always be a GOAT to me. Same thing with Hyo. But Yotanwa has type of effect where she's one of those characters, so whenever she shows up on the battlefield, I'm always excited for what she's gonna do. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Yotanwa based on that, but it's like a tie with Kanki. I love Kanki, bro. I love Kanki. Gotama's OST, Take Care Buddy, and One Piece's Mother C are, in my personal opinion, the most emotional OSTs. What OSTs do you find emotional? Commerce Saucer Todd from Evangelion, without question. The Call Me from Cowboy Bebop. And then going back to One Piece, like I said. You already said Mother C. Soul Pocus, like the instrumental version of it from earlier this year. That junk was mad emotional. That one and the soundtrack used during Senor Pink's flashback. I forgot the name of it, but that soundtrack was extremely emotional. That's a beautiful piece. And then the soundtrack that they always play whenever they reference back to like Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, I believe it's something Scar. Is the name of the soundtrack. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's late, but I can't think of the soundtrack name. But when it comes to Gintama, Kokuwo Samurai Kunida, without question, is the most emotional soundtrack in Gintama to me. Followed by the heavier the burden. I'm forgetting the name of it. The heavier the burden, the more precious it is. Oh no, the more precious the burden, the heavier it is to carry. All right, I got it. I got it. I finally took it out. And then of course the Shoyo soundtrack. Those three in Gintama. And then in One Piece the three that I just said. Even though honestly, To the Grand Line gets me emotional too, even though it's not supposed to, but it does. But going to like other series, yeah, like I said, the Ava soundtrack, Commerce Saucer Todd, and Bebop's Call Me. There's this one Monogatari soundtrack. I don't know the name of it, but it played during Tsubasa Tiger, and that junk hit. It hit. During episode 5. Legendary episode, bro. Legendary episode. But there was a soundtrack that played in that really hit home. yeah, those are the first few that come to mind when it comes to that. When it comes to emotional soundtracks. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Oh man, Guts' theme, bro. Guts' theme too. Yeah, that Guts theme is goat. But yeah, those are the first one that come to mind when it comes to emotional. Oh, and the Yu Yu Hakusho one, Struggle of Sadness, and the Ho Ho Emi no Bokudan instrumental version. That soundtrack is top tier for being emotional, man. That soundtrack is top tier. Ho Ho Emi no Bokudan, the instrumental version from Hakusho, adjunct hits. I forgot the name of the Kenshin one, so I'm not gonna mention it. But yeah, those are the first ones that come to mind. There was another Onizuka one, but I don't remember the one either from Great Teacher Onizuka. But anyways, yo, thank you very much for the question. Definitely. Oh, and the flipping. What was it? I keep forgetting the names of these things. There's this one soundtrack in Chihaya Furu, bro, and in Hunter x Hunter. In Chihaya Furu, there is this one soundtrack, kind of like the main theme. When that junk plays, it always makes me tear up. And then in Hunter x Hunter, the Hyori Itai I forgot to talk about Hunter x Hunter and the ending themes, bro. The Hyori Itai and ending 2 and the ending themes? This is what I'm talking about, man. And more questions come up, the more I'm gonna say, like, damn it, why didn't I say this earlier? But Hyori Itai, the instrumental version, and Reason in Hunter x Hunter as well. Emotional soundtracks, man. Very, very emotional soundtracks. But thank you very much, John Wanderer. I'm probably going to hit myself later when I remember a certain soundtrack. But that's the beauty about doing these Q&As. That is the beauty about doing these Q&As. But thank you very much for the questions, man. Next one. Roman Traveler PL, Yo King Recon, have you read Solo Leveling? I have not. I need to get back on that. Or I need to get on it in the first place. My boy Trey told me to get on it. If not, why you allow yourself to miss out on the most hype manhwa of 2019? Catch up, bro. I'm looking forward to your live reactions. Yo, I'm not sure if I'll react to it. I mean, if y'all want reactions to it, you'll let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you want reactions to Solo Leveling, you'll let me know. I'll think about it. But when it comes to the thing, I'm definitely considering reading it. For sure, man. Definitely consider reading it. But thank you very much for your question. Carlos Jose comes up in there saying, congrats again for the 8K Recon. You're my favorite YouTuber. Yo, Carlos Jose, man. I didn't know that. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much, man. I honestly, I'm extremely flattered and honored, man, because I know that you watch a lot of GOATs, bro. And to have me up there with them, man, that's a huge honor, man. So thank you very much. His question is, do you think Zoro and Sanji will unlock Conqueror's Haki, that the right and left hand of the king? You know, I mean, I definitely believe that that Zoro will, just based on his will and what he wants to do, because I do believe that he has the will of the king. When it comes to Sanji, you know, I would love for him to have it, because of course, I would love for all of the big three in the crew to have Conqueror's King Haki, and if there's so many members in Roger's crew that have it, then why not, right? But I feel like if I had to go with just one having it, it would without question be Zoro, just based on the world's strongest, the conquer mentality that he has and wants to be, because he wants to be the best at something, and because he wants to be the number one at something, he has that will, he has that mentality. And because we've already seen insights into it, I definitely think Zoro's going to get it. Now, when it comes to Sanji, he's definitely capable of doing it. And capable of having it. But is his will really there when it comes to having, like... but he sort of does. He sort of does in certain aspects. But the thing is, like, that's Zoro's main thing, is to be the world's strongest swordsman. Luffy's thing is to become the pirate king. Like, Conqueror's Haki is... It's not as much to do with what you can do from an ability / fighting standpoint. It's more of like, where does your desire / will come from and head towards? Like, what is your goal? What do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I'm kind of hesitant on saying whether Sanji is going to get it or not. Definitely capable of getting it, but I'm not sure if he'll get it just based on that. You know what I'm saying? But I would love for them to have it. Just because, like I said, they're the right and left hand of the king, and if he were to have it, then without question, his top 3 would be GOAT on some Roger Crew stuff. End of series. So you know what? I'll probably say yes. I'll say yes, but like I said, my heart is saying yes, but my mind is saying that it's a maybe. It's maybe on Sanji's part. Zoro, I think, is 100% is going to be getting it, just based off of his dream and what he wants to do. But thanks a lot for the question, Carlos Jose, man. Coming up next, Nate Savage 357 says, "Do you think that One Piece has dropped in quality?" Not at all. I'm enjoying Wano. I've been enjoying, the entire series nonstop for quite some time, but in particular, Whole Cake, the stretch of Whole Cake, Reverie, and Wano is honestly one of my favorite stretches in the entire series. This Four Emperors saga, by the time it's done, could probably be my favorite stretch in the series. I love Whole Cake, man. Whole Cake has... I really have to think about it, but I think Whole Cake's in my top 5 favorite One Piece arcs. Reverie was absolutely insane. And Wano has the potential to be my favorite arc. I'm loving it more and more every single week. I don't think it's... If anything, I think it's gone up in quality. In every sense of the word. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to just touching on Oda's art style real quick, because I feel like that is one thing that I can see why people would say that his art has dwindled, but I don't feel that way, and this is why. In Dressrosa, Oda changed the way that he draws. And I feel like what people don't like is the style that he's taking now. He's taken a different sort of style and a stylistic approach since Dressrosa that he's kept up since then. Whereas, like, he had a certain style at the beginning of the series. He had a certain style in the Alabasta, Skypiea, Long era. Another style came up during the Water 7 Thriller Bark part of the series. Another style came up towards the Sabaody and Pull Down Marineford thing. And it continues to change his style. There's, small little things, but it goes a long way in certain ways. And I think that is when it comes to the art standpoint of why people think that it's gone down. But for me, he's delivered some of the most incredible double-page spreads in this arc, man. That I don't think, at least for me and for my tastes, it's definitely up there. He's definitely still has it when it comes to the art. Amazing spreads, man. He's had in Whole Cake and Reverie and in here in Wano, man. Such great stuff. And really nice perspective shots. But when it comes to the story, not even close. Not even close. For me, like I said, it keeps going up. It keeps going up. I'm loving it so much, man. And if it gets any better, like I said, Wano's going to be my favorite arc, man. And you know for what it is for me to say that? How big of a return to Sabaody / like that saga tard I am with like Marineford, post Marineford, return to Sabaody. That saga where there's my jam, bro. Like, for me to put anything above that, it has to be godly. That Wano's looking to be that way, man. But thank you very much for your question, Nate Savage. I definitely think that Wano has gone up in quality, not dropped in quality, man. Next question is coming in from Hikurangi Thorny Campbell. First off, a big W for 8K subs, man. A big dub. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. You deserve it. Can't wait for the future. Oh, for sure. Me too. I'm looking forward to what the future has in store as well. But thank you very much for the congratulatory message. My question is, what is your favorite underrated anime manga to recommend someone? Anime Chihaya Furu. I'd probably say anime Chihaya Furu and I'm trying to think of a series that I recommend to anyone, because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't enjoy Chihaya. I just enjoy it. I love it so much, but I don't know if other people would enjoy it. So because of that, another underrated anime. I'll hold off on that second. Let me go to the manga. Manga, without question, Billy Bat, man. Naoki Urasawa's Billy Bat needs to be read by more people. It really, really does. It's insane to me that manga has not had an English release. Billy Bat is a masterpiece. Billy Bat is phenomenal. And it's a shame that series does not have an English release and that more people don't know about it. Billy Bat is genius. It honestly rivals Monster to me at times as my second favorite Urasawa series. Because number one for me, of course, is 20th Century Boys. But the thing with Monster is that I feel like Monster works stronger when it comes to his characters. And has some really, really strong arcs. By the heavens, bro, Billy Bat has some of the most insane stretches in manga, man. It is crazy. So, great stuff. And then, of course, Pluto's fantastic as well. But Yeah, no, Billy Bat on the manga side and Chihaya Fudu on the anime side. I probably say are two series that I would definitely recommend people. I think Billy Bat, I think anyone can enjoy it. I think Billy Bat, if you want to be really immersed into a series right now, and you just want to, like, you're trying to find something, well, read some Billy Bat, dog. Billy Bat's crazy. Billy Bat is insane. That Billy Bat is will be crazy. That series is definitely underrated. I do not hear people talking about that enough. And then when it comes to the anime side, Chihaya Fudu for sure. And I'm trying to think of another series that I consider to be underrated, but because I'm not super into the community in terms of like what they think is overrated and underrated, I don't know how to I don't know how to answer these type of questions. Another anime I think I could just recommend in terms of like that people maybe don't know as much of or isn't as big. Maybe that's another thing, and I'd probably say for that, probably end up being another sports series. There's another series that I consider to be, well, no. See, that's another one that's not underrated. I was gonna say like something like I'm a Waru Penguin Drum or something like that, but that series, anybody who's watched or people who watched it say it's really good, so it's not really underrated. So think of like stuff like Paranoia Agent stuff, Satoshi Kon's masterpiece, stuff like a Galactic Heroes is known as a masterpiece, so it's not really underrated, So yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say Chihaya Fudu and Billy Bat. I'm gonna just say those two. Chihaya on the anime side and Billy Bat on the manga side. But thank you very much for the question, man. I truly appreciate it. Another manga I really like that I feel like needs to get more recognition is Real. Takahiko Inoue is Real. Amazing characters. Amazing characters, man. But those are the first two that come to mind. But thank you very much for the question, man. I truly appreciate it. Next question is coming in from Almighty Emperor Terror Sandwich. Coming up in like one more, dog. Do you think the Succession War arc will eclipse the Chimera Ant arc when it finishes? It has the potential. You say, I personally think it shows far more potential in its first 43 chapters, 7 of the last 50 Roku Soga, than the Chimera arc's first 43. Needless to say, it has more A-list characters in play and some new. I think it has the potential just based off of, like you said, based off of characters, based off of potential, and things that can happen. This is my thing. The Chimera Ant arc to me is as much of a masterpiece as it is because of how ambitious the arc is. There's literally no other arc in anime and manga like the Chimera Ant arc. People can say what they want to say about the Chimera Ant arc, but there is no other manga or anime arc I have ever seen that is as ambitious, or not. I can't say that because there's a lot of arcs that are ambitious, but in that, like, in the way that arc does it, I've never seen an arc do something like that. Togashi, and I know that Hunter x Hunter has different types of different like atmosphere / feel for every arc, but the Chimera Ant arc, Togashi, it felt like he created a series with the way that he did things. And what scares me is that Togashi has the same level of ambition with the Dark Continent arc, with this Succession Wars, the Succession War arc part of this entire saga. Bro, it's like a combination of the intensity and the insanity we got in Yorknew with those same players, and then the other side with the exploration aspect and the ambition, bro, with Beyond, with Gene Ferris, dude. It's so exciting. It definitely has the potential, and because it's Yoshihiro Togashi, I believe he can do it. The problem is going to be that a lot of people binged the Chimera Ant arc. I watched about most of it weekly. I caught up. No, I can't say that. I binged most of it. I watched weekly for a while, and then after Meru Manetaro, I caught up in the manga. So I binged the last part. And that's why the Chimera Ant arc has such a special place in my heart, because of that experience. Because the Succession arc has been in this, like, I don't know how people feel about the Chimera Ant arc who have been reading it weekly or since all the way back when. I don't know if they still call it the best arc in the series. But Succession War, even with all these hiatuses, honestly, to me, the hiatuses make it even better. Because when it comes back, not only do you have like the WrestleMania or pay-per-view like big event type of feel to it, but it allows you a chance to digest everything that's actually going down. I think that's very important when it comes to the Togashi series in particular. So I definitely feel like it has the potential to do it. I feel like it has the potential to not only beat or not only be better than the Chimera Ant arc, but also be Togashi's most ambitious arc ever, which is insane considering how ambitious the Chimera Ant arc was, especially in the second half, with all those characters, man. Amazing, amazing stuff. But I do feel like it has the potential, for sure. It definitely has the potential in a different way. In a different way, like I said, but definitely has the potential. So, but thank you very much for the question, yo. I appreciate it. Alright, yo, Manga Detectives, aka Streto Saba. Coming up in like somewhere with probably too late, but gonna try anyway. No, you weren't too late at all, my friend. You were not too late at all. First of all, congratulations again on the 8K milestone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the advice, wonderful advice you've given me over the years, yo. I'm telling you, without you, there are certain situations, or there are certain decisions and things that would not have come into fruition if it weren't for your advice. So I truly do appreciate it, dog. I really, really do. Right here it says, one of the reasons I would like you/your channel is how positive you always are. Sometimes I read/watch something and focus on the bad things instead of the things I liked about the episode/chapter, which ruins it for me. But when I see your reaction, hype, enthusiasm on Twitter, YouTube, Discord, it usually changes my mind. Are you intentionally trying to just focus on the positive of the story? Or do you just accept, trust what an author has done with the story regardless of what it is? And regardless of it, what you think it's right or wrong decision? I guess that might be connected if you want to be an author and understand the author's position. Yo, that's probably exactly what it is. I haven't always been, at least I don't think I've always been this way. And honestly, I'm not this way for certain things. Like when it comes to pro wrestling, I most certainly call out the negatives on that. But maybe it's because like maybe you're right. Maybe it is because I want to be an author, like just like the quote from Bleach, you know, admiration is the furthest thing from understanding. I think that's maybe what it is, you know, where yeah, I want to, this is my dream, you know, this is truly what I believe I live for, is to experience stories and to one day write one of my own. So when I see these wonderful stories, or I see someone doing what they're doing and giving it their all, and showing their art out there to the world, I end up loving it most of the times than none. But honestly, going back to what I was saying earlier, I feel like I really started feeling this way after I read One Piece. Because after I read One Piece, I became even more open-minded than I did in the past, or than I was in the past when it came to certain things. Just to having belief in an author, and this goes for any author, to have belief in them that they know what they're doing. This is the story and the art that they want to tell, and to believe in it all the way until the end. And then after that, we'll look back on it and think about what we've just seen. But I think another thing too is that, you know, going back to the whole thing that this is what I really want to do, you know, I just love this too much, man. Like it's hard to explain, but just stories in general, the positives outweigh whatever negative I possibly can think in mind most of the time, because I just get so excited by certain possibilities and certain things that I don't even end up thinking about the negatives until like after the fact that I've read it. But the thing is with me too is that on rewatches and rereads, I tend to like almost everything more than the first time. But I do think you're right. I hadn't really thought about it until you just said that. I think it is connected to the fact that this is my dream and this is what I want to do, which is why I continue to find all these, so many positive things and all the things that I watch. I think it is connected to that. It might have more of a deep-rooted feel, maybe to like some sort of psychological thing in the past, which I can't think of at this point in time. Maybe one day it'll come up. But I think for right now, I think you're right. I think it is based on that, because I truly do admire and appreciate almost everything that I watch, because I know what goes into that. I know those long hours. And maybe it is because I'm not as skilled as they are. maybe it is because I've been told in the past, and that's what that latest Kimetsu no Yaiba episode really hit home, that my stuff is no good, that I admire and appreciate everyone who actually managed to get stuff published. Because it just means that they've taken that next step that I want to take. That they've taken that next step that I would love to be in. That they have this vision, they have this dream, they have this thing that they want to do. And we just have to take the time and the patience to be able to see it all unfold. And on a chapter by chapter basis or an episode by episode basis, you're able to see this wonderful story come into fruition. And most of the time, it does come off really, really nice. Especially when there's a lot of love and effort being put behind it, because you can tell, man. You can tell whenever somebody poured their heart and soul into something, and whenever they didn't. At least on my end, I think I can tell. And so, I feel like that's just it, man. Exactly what you just said. Now, when it comes to, on the other hand, when it comes to the, that's just on the positive side. When it comes to the hype and the enthusiasm thing, bro, I just, like I said before, I just think that it's just how much I enjoy doing this, man. Like right now as I sit here, this is my hobby, bro. Like, this is my thing. Like, my downtime is this. Like, when I get off work, my smoke break, my beer after work, I don't do that. I read and watch and play and experience stories. That's my thing. That's my thing, man. Always has been and always will be. I want to experience as many stories as possible, man, before I die, bro. And because of that, I just appreciate and I'm grateful for the fact that I'm alive to be able to experience all these wonderful series, man. Like, bro, I could have been a tree, dog. I could have been a whale. I could have been an ant. I could have been a burger. I could have been a fly, a piece of grass, an orangutan. I could have been all that, but I'm not, bro. I'm sitting here as a man, as a human being able to experience the best-selling manga weekly, dog. The greatness of One Piece, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Dr. Stone, Gintama, Kingdom, Chihaya Furu, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, like all these wonderful series, man. Like, I could have been a piece of grass. And I'm here being able to actually experience what I love to do. And not only that, but being able to do it with other people. Thanks to this, thanks to YouTube, and just thanks to the entire thing, man. So I don't know. I don't know an actual answer to that, but what I can tell you is maybe that's it. It's just a combination of everything I just said, man. But thank you for the question, and thank you very much for the kind words. I truly do appreciate it because you've always been extremely kind to me, and you've always helped me, especially whenever certain things are going a certain way. So thank you very much for always, even though you just said right there that you focus on the bad things, you've always helped me focus on the good things, dog. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your help on that end, and I hope you continue to move forward, dog. I really, really do. Keep moving forward. Go up in the next summer, and like I said, if you need to kill that one procrastination stand, use me as a stand, dog. We'll take it out together, man. We'll take it out together. But thank you very much, dog. I truly appreciate your question. The next one's coming in from my boy Tyler, dog, aka XX Entropy. Tyler says, congrats, man. Also thoughts on, well, first of all, thank you very much. The congratulations message. Also thoughts on the current Shonen series. And do you think this new generation will stand up to its predecessors? I think it already is in terms of this current generation, the mid-2000s / the 90s and 80s of Jump. So it's specifically when it comes to Shonen Jump. I can't speak for other magazines because I haven't read as much from the other magazines. When it comes to Jump, that I've read a lot of series from a whole bunch of eras. The 80s and 90s and the mid-2000s have a lot of incredible stuff, man. The mid-2000s in particular, because that's whenever I really, really got into it. Have a special place in my heart, stuff like Reborn, Beelzebub, The Big Three, Hunter x Hunter, Death Note, Gintama, D. Gray Man, all those series. They'll forever have a special place in my heart, man. But the thing about this new generation of series that I'm loving so much, like a Haikyuu, like a Kimetsu no Yaiba, like a Dr. Stone, like a Promised Neverland, My Hero. These series are all so different from one another and yet carry that same core theme of Jump. It carries that very same value that Shonen Jump had in the mid 2000s and the 90s and the 80s that made it so special, which is to have creative and unique series that are all special for their own ways and are all very good. In the 80s, you had Fist of the North Star, you had Dragon Ball, you had JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and you had Ultraman. All those series, Saint Seiya. In the 90s, you had Slam Dunk, you had Dragon Ball still, you had Yu Yu Hakusho, you still had JoJo, you had Rurouni Kenshin, you had One Piece, you had Hunter x Hunter, Naruto. And in the mid 2000s, you still carried a couple of those, and the ones that I said earlier. And all the thing that almost all of them had in common is that they carried the same core values of Jump, but they were all so different from each other. And that's what made those eras so special and great. And I feel like we're living in one of those eras right now. There's one manga in Shonen Jump that I'm not into, that I really, really want to get on because I've heard that it's very good, and it is way different, but it still carries those core values, and it's called Act Age. And when I get into Act Age, I'll be into more than half of Jump's current lineup. And it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. Not only am I into them, I really, really like them, bro. I really like these series. Like, when I come on here and I tell you that I'm covering these series that I really enjoy, I mean it. Even Black Clover that I do not cover, I really enjoy Black Clover. Like, this new generation of Jump, man, it's bright, it's special, it's good. And I feel like for people who are getting into it right now, this to them is exactly how I felt when I got into it really, really hard in the mid-2000s and got into One Piece, got into Naruto, got into Bleach, got into Reborn, got into Beelzebub, got into Ice Shield, got into Hunter x Hunter, got into Death Note. Like, those amazing series, man. And that must be how everyone growing up now must feel with these series, because they're good, man. They're, like, seriously, they have that special it factor to them. It makes me enjoy. I love Haikyuu so much. My Hero brings the fire every week. Emma, and then Promise Neverland, Tanjiro, like, it's heat, man. And I'm very, very happy that the future's looking so bright for these series. It's a great time. It's a great time, man. But I definitely do think it can stand up to its predecessors. I really do think. There was a dry period in Jump from a little bit after Toriko until, like, a little bit after Bleach ended. There was this dry period where there were series coming out, and some of them were pretty early, or like there were, maybe it's because I wasn't into as many of them, but there was like a certain dry period where there was just series, a lot of series getting canceled, certain things weren't working out. I was mainly only reading a couple series, but now, hell, I don't even have to read them. I'm watching most of them. They're so good, man. But yeah, I have a lot of I'm very, very excited for the potential of this new generation, man. Really, really excited. So yeah, next question. But thank you very much, Tyler, man, for your question, bro. And next one's coming in from Maddie Brolick. Are you always as happy and excited both on and off camera? And if so, how do you do it? I think it's just gratitude, man, like I was saying earlier. I'm happy that I wasn't born a tree. And so because of that, I just wake up every single day, man, wanting to chase my dream and go up and like somewhere. But both on and off camera, I'm human. Sometimes we have our days, man, where we're just tired, want to take it easy, just want to relax, dog. Unless I'm talking about the stuff I'm excited about, I'm not like extremely hyped. There's 24/7. I think the reason why I do get so excited, either both on and off cameras, because I'm talking about something that I love. Like, if somebody brings up the topic of One Piece, I don't care where I am. I don't care for my work. I don't care if it's in a place I'm supposed to be silent. I don't care if I'm talking about the king. I'm talking about the goat. I'm talking about One Piece. Somebody brings up Steel Ball Run in the middle of a train, and it's quiet and there's nobody around. I'm gonna talk to that person about Steel Ball Run at the highest possible voice. I don't give a flying flag, nerds. And so that's just the way it is. Like, if somebody brings up some greatness, it's time. We're gonna go open like somewhere. But if we're just chilling, we're chilling. We're just chilling. But that's just the way it is. Like, if I'm talking about something I really love, man, I can't help it, bro. It naturally it gets me excited. It's the way I've always been. So yeah, sometimes, like I said, but other times, like if I'm just working, bro, and especially when I'm working, I'm in the zone, and I'm listening to something or like a podcast or something. I'm just in the zone. I'm not talking. I'm in the zone. I'm quiet, serious, just thinking. My thoughts are going up into the sky. I'm thinking about possibly a certain writing thing or like a YouTube idea or just something, and I'm working. Working. quiet until somebody comes up to me and they ask me something like, if somebody comes up to me and asks me about college football or anime, manga, or games, we're talking for 5 years, or basketball or something, bro. Hey, we're getting in it. We're getting into it. But aside from that, if I'm just by myself, we chilling. We chilling, man. That's just the way it is. But thank you very much for your question, bro. Appreciate it, Matty Brolick, man. The next question comes in from God47. Says, congrats on 8K thing. So it was getting late, man. Congrats on 8K. Congrats. I can't even speak. Congrats on 8K King. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. I don't know why it was so hard to say. Do you consider Monster by Urasawa a masterpiece manga and anime? Why is Johan Liebert the best villain of all time? So for your first question, I can't speak. I can't speak. Do you consider Monster by Urasawa a masterpiece manga and anime? I have not watched much of the anime. It's in my madhouse, so I'm going to assume it is a masterpiece. But when it comes to the manga, without question, it's a masterpiece. I consider most of Urasawa's works masterpieces, for sure. But Monster is definitely one of them. Monster has some of the most incredible beginning and endings to a manga that there possibly is out there. And even in the middle, even though at certain points in times it is a bit slow, but those slow parts are to build up certain characters and their arcs. And so I definitely appreciate the way that Urasawa handles the build up there. And there's a lot of amazing twists in that part too. So I definitely think it's a masterpiece. Now, why is Johan the best villain of all time? Johan is definitely up there as one of the best for me. I don't know if I can 100% say he's the best, because, like I said, it's just based on certain situation, who you are, what you're looking for in a villain, and whatnot. I definitely think he's one of the most well-written villains when it comes to a series like this. Johan has a couple things going for him that I think makes him stand out so much and truly one of the GOATs. Like, I don't know if I can say anyone is the best villain of all time, but I could tell you a favorite. But let me just go ahead and tell you why I believe he is not only one of my favorites, but one of the best, and why I think he's an S tier villain. Johan Liebert has a protagonist that he's able to, go up against in certain ideals that naturally makes him stand out in the way it is whenever he goes up against Dr. Tenma, in the way that it happens. How Johan came to be as a character and how he grew up in the way that he did is something I don't think it's difficult for me to say that I've seen something like that before in a series, because it's been done, but I don't think it's been done in that way, to where it's a backstory that you feel a lot of both empathy towards, sympathy, and also just like you understand, but at the same time you're like, what? It's like it humanizes him, but it doesn't at the same time, and it just immediately makes him an interesting character. So when he does what he does, and the whole story starts off, you just become interested in Johan's motivations and why he's doing what he's doing. But what truly sets Johan to me aside, apart from everyone else, is that the kind of stuff that he does to get what he wants, the kind of stuff that he does to progress his goals forward, is sickening. But it is also extremely, extremely interesting. And I think that is the core, most important quality when it comes to a villain, is how interesting they are. Not only just villains, a character. How interesting is a character that is opposing your protagonist, man. Because in order to keep the interest until they have their final battle, they have to be interesting. And how are we keeping up that interest? This man Urasawa was utilizing other characters to keep Johan interesting. Other characters. His sister, everything based around Johan, the individuals that have communicated with him, the individuals that have been impacted by him, to make him interesting. And then Johan himself, and what he does whenever you actually see him on screen, and then the ending. And just every GOAT villain has to have GOAT quotes. It's a rule I didn't make the rules. It's a rule. Johan, he definitely has that. It's just, by the time you finish the story, you're like, I understand why Johan is the way that he is. But at the same time, you realize that he has to go down for the betterment of his own future. And I think that is what makes him such a gold villain. Where you can understand him, but you still want him to be taken down. But you kind of want him, because of the way that you feel for him, you want him to be happy. But he has to go down before that, man. And I think that's what makes a great antagonist, but it also makes a great villain, man. So I think that's why Johan is a fantastic character. But in the core, that middle is what makes Johan so good. The setup with him as an actual character and getting to know the way he actually is, and then what other people say about him and the mystery surrounding why it is that he is the way that he is. When you find out why it is he is the way that he is with his backstory, it's crazy. But so yeah, that's how I feel about Johan. That's why I think he's one of the best, man. So thank you very much for your question, bro. A monster question, man. PhilFan99 says, films in 2019 you liked most and upcoming films you can't wait to be released. Films this year that I like the most, I mean, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is Avengers. I love that movie. I haven't watched many films this year. I'm not going to lie. I still need to watch Toy Story. I still need to watch Spider-Man. There's a lot of stuff that I still need to watch, both in the anime and I've been slacking on my movies lately. Now, when it comes to the upcoming movies that I can't wait to be released, Ava. That Ava 3.0 plus 1.0, I can't wait to watch. I want to watch the new Ava film, and I want to watch Frozen 2. I want to watch those two very, very badly. I'm looking forward to both of them, so I think those are the top two, safe to say, that I'm really looking forward to. The new Ava, Evangelion, Ava 3.0 plus 1.0, and Frozen 2. Thank you for your question, Phil Fan. The next one's coming in from Jollycock Respawn. Which version of Char is your... Char has the question. Which version of Char is your favorite? 0079, Zeta or Char's Counter Attack? Zeta. You want to know why? I don't even know if I want to say it, man. I kind of can, because the series is like over 30 years old. I'm going to say it anyway. Yo, man. I still have chills at times when I think back to that speech on Dakar, bro. When my mans revealed himself, bro. I am Lieutenant Quattro Vegeta. Yo, my mans said, y'all can't leave yet until I say what I came to say. I also go by the name of Char Aznable. I feel like I carry within me the true aspirations of Zeon. Everyone was so shook, the red comment. Like, yo, they were mad shook. And my mans, he had to do it, though. He had to drop the bombshell on, oh, man, dude. Zeta flipping Gundam, bro. I might have to go with Zeta, man. I might have to go because, you know, it's kind of like the same way I feel like with Dio, where I loved Dio in part 1, but in part 3 is where he really solidified himself as a GOAT to me. I feel like that's the same way I feel about Char, man. Like Char, you know, I started off in the first one, I was going up against Mamoru Ray, but man, dude, it's just, you felt the cloud, bro. You're like, yo, this is Char. There's Char's counterattack now, but for right now, I gotta go with Zeta. That scene, I forget what episode it is. I know the episode's in the 30s, but that speech, it was one of my favorite scenes in the entirety of Gundam, and all of Gundam, man. It sends chills, bro. When he says it out to everyone, bro, reveals himself. I was the man once known as Char Aznable, bro. I carry within me the aspirations of flipping Zeon, yo. The true aspirations of Zeon. Yeah, so definitely Zeta, man. Thank you very much for your question, bro. Aspen Log. Coming up in the next one more saying, congrats, man. Thank you, Aspen Log, yo. Gotta ask you for your favorite JoJo and favorite JoBro. Also, what do you think is the most underappreciated manga and anime? Okay, so for your favorite JoJo and favorite JoBro, JoJo is Johnny and JoBro is Gyro. But if I had to go with like a different, like if I can't go with Johnny and Gyro, I'd probably go with Johnny and Bruno, because I love Bruno. And then if I went with Gyro instead for Jobro, for JoJo, I'd have to go either with Jolene or Gappy. Yeah. So, but I'm gonna go with Johnny and Bruno, just because I don't want to I don't want to say Johnny and Gyro because that's obvious for me. Like it, but if I had to go with like one per series, so I'd probably go Johnny for JoJo and then for Jobro Bruno. I'd probably say that. But thank you very much for your question, man. Oh no, hold on. And then the most underappreciated manga and anime, like I said before, Billy Bat. I think Billy Bat is the most underappreciated series that is on the same level as a lot of these other amazing series. Billy Bat to me is on the same level as Monster and 20th Century Boys, and I feel like it needs to start being treated that way, man. I really, really do. But thank you very much for your question, bro. Next question comes in from Kaliko Plus. Has there ever been an anime or a manga that was out of your comfort zone that you tried and enjoyed? Many, bro. Especially whenever I was first starting off. Like I remember whenever I first got into Blood Plus, I was like, yo, what in the flying flagnards is this? And I ended up enjoying it. Same thing with Vampire Knight. Whenever I first got into Vampire Knight, I had never watched a series like that, like a romance type of series. And whenever I was watching it, I was addicted. I was like, bro, what is this? Yo, Vampire Knight was addicting. Let me see. So yeah, Vampire Knight, Blood Plus. The first time I really started watching like romance series, I think it was Blue Spring Ride. Was it Blue Spring Ride? I think it was either Blue Spring Ride or Your Lie in April, one of the two. Regardless, after watching those two, because I've always been open minded, but after watching those two, I was like, man, the romance series they go in hard. They go in hard. Let me see. When it comes to manga, outside of my comfort zone. Like I said, I've always been extremely open-minded, so like I feel like nothing is outside of my comfort zone. Maybe like trying out new things, sure. Like for example, when it comes to older series, like for a while I was pretty hesitant on trying out older series just because I didn't know how they would feel in manga form. Like in anime form, I feel like I would appreciate more like I did with Massinger Z, because that was one of my first anime series, and that was from the 70s. So like an anime, I could always, it would be cool, you know, just watching an anime from way that's extremely old, you know, cool. But the manga that really made me appreciate older manga is Phoenix from Osamu Tezuka. Phoenix was a masterpiece, man. I still own the second volume of Phoenix. That junk was a masterpiece, bro. And the fact that manga is as old as it is, to me, it still stands the test of time. And it's because I got into Phoenix that I was able to get into a whole bunch of other series from that era. Like, it's because of Phoenix that I was able to get into stuff like Ashita no Joe, which still to me is one of the GOATs. So, yeah, man, without question, I think I'd say that from the manga side. Phoenix, because of the era that it was made in. And then on the anime side, stuff like Blue Spring Rider, Your Lie in April, because I hadn't really watched but like I watched it, but like that's when I really got into it. And then Blood Plus and Vampire Knight, because especially at the time I had never watched anything like Vampire Knight, and I was like, yo, this is like it's pretty solid. And then Blood Plus, I hadn't really watched a vampire series before. Like the only vampires I knew of were in flipping Batman Beyond. So whenever I got into that, I was like, okay, Dracula's and stuff, but it was actually pretty good too. So I'd probably say those. But thank you very much for your question, Kaliko Plus. All right, let me see right quick. Come on, coach. Yo, I feel like I've only gone through a few questions, man. Yo, let me see. Congratulations, King. This is going from Dirty Ducks. Congratulations, King. Out of all the anime movies you have watched, what is your favorite anime movie? Well, first of all, thank you very much for the congratulatory message, Dirty Ducks. Out of all the anime movies you've watched, what is your favorite anime movie? End of Evangelion. End of Eva and Perfect Blue. I think it's safe to say that those two are my favorites. I really love End of Eva. It's probably my favorite film ever. And then Perfect Blue is a phenomenal movie, man. I would highly recommend it to anyone. Phenomenal movie. But thank you for the question, man. Hazy Devil. My boy Hazy coming with like somewhere saying, congrats on the 8K. Thank you very much, Hazy, bro. How does it feel to be the greatest YouTuber of all time? Nah, man. Nah, you're too much, bro. Your kind words are too much, dog. Says that the greatest YouTuber of all time, man. For real, though, thanks for everything. No, thank you, Hazy, dog. Thank you. You are certainly one of those individuals that I can always count on to always keep it 100 and always keep it positive, man. And whenever I talk to you, whenever we discuss certain things, you always keep it 100 and you always keep it real, and you always keep it extremely you always keep the vibe extremely positive, and I'll always appreciate that, man. So thank you very much for being a very open and an awesome person to just talk to, you know what I'm saying, especially when things are going rough. So I appreciate you, Hazy, dog. I really do. Your first question right here is, first question, if you were to give someone a smile devil fruit as a troll, what fruit would it be? It would have to be that gazelle, man. I would have to give them that gazelle man fruit, dude. If I gave anyone that gazelle man fruit, they would probably be shook for the rest of their lives. That dude is ugly, bro. He's a troll, though. Yo, the gazelle man. And the second question, have you ever thought about doing a house tour, and is this something you would consider doing? I don't know about a house tour, but I definitely have considered doing like an anime manga collection, to show off the anime manga collection. I've thought about doing that before. I've considered it for a long time, but I've never actually settled down and done it. But I've got to do it one day. A house tour, though, I don't think y'all be interested in seeing my house. I think I did a house tour technically one time. I was so hyped. I forgot what chapter it was. I just ran from one side of my house to the other. So technically did one there. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, but a room tour, I could do that. I could do that. But aside from that, Hazy, thank you very much for the comments, yo. Thank you for the questions. Next one's coming in from I'm Aboard. Top 5 favorite characters of all time. Oh, now I get to redo this question, like from earlier. Okay. Let's see. So first, like I said, Big Boss / Kentucky, Luffy. Then we're gonna have Doctor Doom / Diego, Johnny, Gyro, and then with that, in that same breath, I've got to have Chihaya. I've got to have Chihaya from Chihaya Furu, Yang Wengli, and Vader, bro. It's flipping Darth Vader, bro. How can I not have my boy up there? And Kazuma Kiryu, man, from Yakuza. That's another character I really love. So he has to be up there, and Cloud and Sephiroth, with the way that their dynamic works. I always love those two characters. But I feel like off the top of my head, it's so hard. There's so many great characters. But yeah, for like everything, just Big Boss Kentucky, flipping Big Boss Kentucky, Luffy, Steel Ball Run Cast, Doom, Chihaya, Yang, and all the other honorable mentions that I said. That was just off the top of my head, man. But thank you very much for your question. I'm aboard, bro. Alex saying, coming up in like somewhere saying, big congrats to you, Recon, for the 8K subs. Thank you very much, bro. My question is, what is the best way, in your opinion, to introduce someone to Goat Piece, manga or anime? And if it's both, where would you stop watching the anime to jump into the manga? That's a good question. If they're really enjoying the anime, like I have a few friends that don't read manga, so they just watch the anime all the way through. But if you like reading and watching both, I would say to watch the anime until Return to Sabaody, and then read from Fishman Island onwards. And then maybe if they want to hop back into the anime whole cake. And this is why I say that. To me, Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, and Dressrosa, Zoe, it can be enjoyed in either. But Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, and Dressrosa, they have, oh god, my battery's running low. No, I still need to answer more questions. But Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, and Dressrosa have solid moments, but the overall arc, the overall arcs aren't as good overall as the other arcs in the series in the anime. In the manga, they're fantastic arcs. But in the anime, there's just certain points that are so stretched out that it's insane. Like, especially during Punk Hazard. Punk Hazard, more than Dressrosa to me, is the one that is that you can see that, like, at face value, that it is extremely inferior to the manga, at least for me. And I really, really enjoy certain aspects of Punk Hazard in the anime. But there's just certain portions, man, where they're just running running and running and running. And I'm like, dog, it wasn't like this in the manga at all. So they really stretched up on Kaiser, but then there was some other goat scenes that I feel like are really, really cool in the anime and then people would really enjoy. But if it were just me, I would watch it all the way up until Return to Sabaody and read from then on, and then probably hop back on the anime Whole Cake and watch Whole Cake and Wano, because they're both really good. But that's probably what I would do. But thank you very much for the question, man. Oh, and going back to best way to introduce someone to Goat Piece, for someone who's never ever watched it before, I think a good standalone episode standalone episodes to watch is the Hero Luke flashback, because I feel like you need no context for One Piece in order to appreciate that. You just need to be a human being with a soul. And then for another just standalone thing to be able to get him into, maybe one of the movies or like the specials. Like I feel like one of the TV specials do a really good job of introducing you to the characters without spoiling things. So like the first TV special is really, really good. The fourth TV special is really good. And then when it comes to the movies, something like A Strong World is really nice. But I don't know if I would use that just because I don't want to spoil on which characters join the crew, especially if they don't really know anime. So I'd probably still stick with one of the TV specials, just to get a hang of the characters, and it really handles the theme and the themes and the core of One Piece within those specials. So I'll probably see that. But thank you very much for your comment, Alex, man. Next question coming in from Gigonomics. Gigonomics says, do you have a specific reason as to why you like Yorknew over Chimera? As to why I like Yorknew over Chimera? I mean, I like Yorknew a lot, but I don't know if I like him more than Chimera. Both great arcs. I'm just wondering your reasoning behind it. Oh, no. Maybe there's misunderstanding. I don't think I've ever said I like Yorknew more than Chimera. I mean, I like Yorknew a lot. It's a fantastic arc, and like I said, episode 51 will always be one of my favorite episodes of all time. It has some great stuff as a Phantom Troop arc, but I think Chimera Ant arc I think I like it more than it. Overall, as a story arc. I think if I were to ever make like a top 10 favorite manga arcs, I think I'd put Chimera in there before I put in Yorknew. And I love them both a lot. Yorknew's like right next to it, right behind it, but Chimera is just nasty, man. It's a phenomenal arc. It's super well written, and it's so ambitious. And you truly see how Togashi... I mean, you could see how skilled he is as a writer in both of them for different reasons, but Chimera Ant is just something special, man. It's like one of those once-in-a-lifetime type of arcs. It's incredible. Yorknew can say the same thing too, bro. But I like Chimera... I think I like Chimera Ant more than Yorknew, honestly. And I apologize if that's not the answer you were looking for, but yeah, I'm wondering, is it because of the latest Hunter x Hunter video? I don't know. I don't recall ever saying that, but aside from that, yeah, Gigonomics, let me know in the comment section, why do you think I like Yorknew more than Chimera? Is it because I talk about one more than the other? I don't know, I'm interested. I'm interested in finding out more about that. But thank you very much for the comment, bro. I appreciate it. Let me see, the next one coming in from Ethan Lawson. Do you think Uruj and NL have connections? I think they do. I most certainly think at one point in time in the story, we will see some sort of connection between the two, even if it's something as minuscule as both of them coming from a certain type of place in their past when it comes to being up in the Sky Islands. But I think there has to be some sort of connection there, especially in their past. If there's not, then I'm wrong, but I think there is at the very least some sort of connection with it, because every single supernova has some sort of connection to the past with one of the characters. And like Uruj, it would be awesome to have a connection with NL, or at the very least there with the sky people from that island that NL was from. So I'd probably say that. But thank you for that question, Ethan Lawson, man. The next one's coming in from All Powerful God NL. What do you think makes anime and manga special over other entertainment mediums? Also, congrats on 8K. Thank you very much for that, bro. What I think makes it special? The emotional, just how much they focus on the emotional side of things, opposed to, well, I can't even really say that because video games and comics and movies get me emotional too. Maybe it's just the way the anime and manga is written. It's tough because, I read a lot of comics too, so some comics can be really, really emotionally invested. But anime and manga, I feel like hits home harder at times more than some other mediums do from an emotional standpoint. And I think that's what makes it stand out. Maybe it's because of the focus on character relationships. maybe it's because they're not forced to cut out content, because you know how, and then they kind of are, but I read, in the books that I read, in the comics that I read in particular, just staying on those, and in games, you notice that there's cut content and deleted scenes because they want to get through certain stuff as fast as possible. Whereas in anime and manga, specifically in some of the ones that I read, it feels like that fluff and those moments that they would cut out over here and are not cut out over there add a lot more towards the emotional investment whenever certain things happen with characters, like with Gintama, for example. Whenever they have like those trollish episodes and like that long journey, I feel like in any other like medium they would cut it out, be like, hey, get this crap out of here. But because it's manga, and because they're more patient when it comes to their storytelling, the payoff is absolutely insane. And so the hype moments just get you extremely hyped, and the emotional moments hit because of the amount of time given to it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that is what makes it so special, is that they give time to the small stuff more so than other stuff that I'm into in comics and in movies and in video games. I think that's safe to say, and in television shows as well. But thank you very much for your comment, all powerful God I know, bro. I really do think that is the case. Yo, Usopp Cornerman. Congratulations, Recon. Thank you, Usopp Cornerman, bro. What is the source of your power? My power. Energy and enthusiasm, or why do you have so much of it? All the best hype, man, for any series. Like I said, like I was saying earlier, I think the source of it is just gratitude, man. I think it really is just gratitude and love. Love for storytelling, love for stories. Because this for me is it's what I like to do. It's my hobby. It's my downtime. It's like it's just my thing. It's like I really enjoy coming on here and talking about what I love in stories, and so maybe that's why it comes across like that on camera. But it's something I really enjoy. So I think that's the source. It's just gratitude. Like I said, I could have been a tree, and if I was that tree, I wouldn't be able to read One Piece. So maybe that's where the energy comes from. But the enthusiasm, I think, is definitely from my love for stories, just in general, man. But thank you for the kind words. I really do appreciate that, dog. And thank you for the question. Usopp Cornerman, bro. Next one. Next question comes in from Sasuke is easily... I really hope that my camera doesn't die in the middle of these, because flipping flag nerds, man. I want to answer more questions, bro. Okay. Next question comes from Sasuke is easily the best character in the series. Top 5 Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, and Bleach characters and arcs. Characters and arcs. For arcs, I think I'll leave off the arcs and I'll just do characters for all 5. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that, man, because that's gonna be tough. For all 4, for Hakusho, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, and Bleach, yo, ask me again in the comments section, and I got you, bro. And I got you, because I feel like for that one, I'm gonna need some time to think. I'm gonna need some time to think for those. That right there. But thank you, yo. Thank you. Next question. Super Saiyan Seam. Young Brandon saying, congrats on 8K. Thank you, bro. Have you planned to watch Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso? You're like in April? Of course. One of the best romance anime I've seen. I love the soundtrack to that show. Also, your thoughts on a Gintoki versus Zoro battle. Shogun Kaya! Gintoki versus Zoro. I mean, Shirayasha Gintoki versus Bandana Zoro, it ends in a draw. It ends in a draw, dog. It ends in a draw, but when it comes to, because they're both too legendary, man. They'll knock each other out with their King's Haki. But let me see. When it comes to Your Lie in April, I love that series. That series has some amazing soundtracks. Amazing soundtracks, bro. And just so emotional, goes in. Great stuff, yo. But thank you very much for your question, man. And I really hope if my camera dies, I apologize. I'll have to continue. Flipping flag nerds, man. This is the problem with doing stuff like this. Actually, let me see something real quick, because I think I'll still be able to do this. Let me see. Let me try something. Give me 1 second. All right, now my boy Lester McKay says, if you had to choose one straw hat to die, who would it be? My God. I know it's hard, but which character do you think would have the most badass death and sacrifice and the most emotional? I think for all 3, it would have to be Luffy. At the end of the series, I think that the safest one to assume that is going to die out of all of them is going to be Luffy. And that's just based off of the way that his character is. You know, his main goal right now is to find the One Piece, but what would happen after that? Like, unless Luffy finds something that he cares about more than adventure and more, or at least that would mean so much to him after finding the One Piece and after going on this adventure, that he could love just as much as that, then I could justify him, you know, living out his days, you know, having a kid or whatever. But because I don't see Luffy as that type of character, and I see him as like the Roger type of character, after he finds the One Piece, there's gonna be death flags all over Luffy, bro, because he can die. He can die after becoming the Pirate King, because that's what he wants. You know what I'm saying? So I think Luffy, bro. Well, at least when it comes to the most emotional. Now, when it comes to the other one, when it comes to the most incredible death / sacrifice, even though I don't want it to happen, and I don't think it's gonna happen, I think Usopp would. I think Usopp would definitely have the most impactful and most beast way of going out, man. Honestly, which would also probably make it the most emotional too. You just see it, man. Like, I have 8,000 behind me, dog, and he's just going ham while he's getting boned. It would be crazy, but it would be so good. Yeah, I don't want it to happen because I love Usopp, but it would definitely be probably the most incredible sacrifice if it were to happen. But I don't want it to happen. But I do think at the end of the series, it's a very high possibility that Luffy's gonna die. 100%. 100%, yo. But, or not 100%, but like 90%. It's probably gonna happen. But thank you, Lester, for your question. All right, now next question right here, and I just had it. I'm tripping. Oh, right here, from Konodioda Shock. Right here saying, "Yo, congrats on 8K. You deserve more." Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I do have a couple personal questions. Top 10 series, anime, manga. I'm fine with 5. Damn, bro. Top 10 overall anime and manga. Off the top of my head, One Piece and Gintama, JoJo, Chihaya Furu, and that 5th one is hard, man. I could give it to Hunter x Hunter, Kingdom. Give it to Monogatari too, bro. So it's good. All right, I'll just, since I don't know the last one. I probably have to give like between Hunter x Hunter and Kingdom, honestly. Like, just off the top of my head, I would say like One Piece and Gintama share that spot for right now. And then after that, you know, JoJo, Chihaya, and Hunter x Hunter / Kingdom. And then it just continues. There's a lot of GOAT stuff like Galactic Heroes, Ava, Gatari. Like, there's so much other greatness, but I think that's safely overall favorites. Are you planning on buying volume 77 and or the Gintama kit? No, I'm waiting. Even as bad as I want that final volume, I have faith that one day it'll come over Viz. So we'll see. Hopefully it does, but I do want that volume though. And now I'm feeling about 2019 on a personal level. You know, when I got into Chihaya Furu this year, it really changed the course of my life, man. And ever since I got into it, I just felt so free. And my year has been phenomenal since then, man. So it's been a great year, both in personally and when it comes to here on YouTube, from an entertainment standpoint. It's been an amazing year. It's been an amazing year, 100%, yo, on all aspects. But thank you for your question, Shock, bro. I appreciate it, dog. And then next question is going to be coming up in like swimwear from Calvin T. And Calvin T states, who do you think Zoro and Sanji are going to fight in the final battle in Onigashima? Also, who do you think their matchups will be in the final war? My headcanon is Kizaru and Fujitora. That'd be awesome. P.S. I appreciate your channel and work you do. I really think you deserve 800,000 subs. I wish you the best in your daily life, man. Yo, Calvin T, bro. Thank you, man. I truly appreciate that, dog. Now, do you think Zoro and Sanji are going to fight in the final battle in Onigashima? I don't know. That's tough. I mean, my head wants to say king and queen, but it could very well be some characters we haven't even been introduced yet. But just for the sake of King and Queen being right under Kaido, I think it is going to be King and Queen. Queen versus Sanji, Zoro versus King, and then Luffy versus Kaido. That's a safe assumption. It's probably an obvious, or not an obvious, but it's probably the answer you maybe didn't want to hear. But I think it's a safe assumption. I really do. And it would be based. Having those characters go at it. Now, when it comes to the final war, Kizaru and Fujitora sounds like a... That sounds nasty. Kizaru versus Sanji, bro, like in the opening, and the Fujitora versus Zoro for the millionth time. That would be gold. I would like that a lot. But if it's not, and instead something else, like a character like a Green Bull, depending on how he is, I could see that too. But for right now, because we don't know certain things about other characters, I feel like we won't be able to predict that. But for right now, I think that would be pretty nice. Like either Kizaru or Green Bull, or Fujitora or Green Bull against Zoro and Sanji. Yo, I would love for that match. I would love for Zoro and Sanji to fight together against King and Queen. I mean, a 1v1 would be cool too, but a tag team match, man. That would be GOAT. That would be flipping GOAT. But thank you for your question, Calvin T, man. And then the next question is going to be Insanilum, bro. That's how you know it's late. I can't even say Insanilum. Insanilum 13. Saying, how's it going, King Recon? I've always loved your hype, AwesomeSauce videos. Yo, thank you, man. And so you're doing this Q&A, so I thought I'd ask a couple questions. Number one, if you had one type of hockey, what would you choose? Only one? If I can't choose Kings, right? If I can choose Kings, I'm going with Conquerors hockey. But if I can't, you know what? I'd go with Observation. No, but then Armament, like how would I hit Logias? Nah, I'd want Observation. What role do you think Aokiji will play in the future arcs of One Piece? Is he punking Blackbeard? I think he is punking Blackbeard. Is there a relation between them that we don't know? I think it's a half and half thing. I think that Aokiji's punking Blackbeard and Blackbeard's punking Aokiji. It's like they're using each other for their own benefits. But I want to know what it is that Aokiji's planning. Because there has to be something related to the Revolutionary Army. Or something related to some bigger goal that he has in mind. Which is why I'm telling you, if he shows up in this arc and you'll hear Arada and Onigashima, that'd be wild. Arada. They're flipping crazy, dude. But I do think that they're punking each other. And there is a relationship between them that we don't know. And I'm excited to find out. It's just asking for your opinion on a few characters I really like from various series and what you think of them. It's a character role in the story and arc. Kaiki from Monogatari, Paul von Oberstein from Galactic Heroes, Sato Takizawa from Tokyo Ghoul. Takizawa I can't really give... Oh, God. Here we go again with the camera. Takizawa from Tokyo Ghoul I think was a pretty solid character. I'm trying to remember his character arc because I don't really remember very well, so I'll hold that one right there. But when it comes to Kaiki and Oberstein, because I just recently went through both those series, Oberstein to me was probably like one of the most fascinating characters in Galactic Heroes, because at the end of the day he was just doing his job. Not only was he just doing his job, I feel he was extremely misunderstood because he was doing everything for the betterment of the country. He was that one person that was doing everything he was doing, as sick as it may have been at times, and as cold-hearted as it might have felt at times. He was just doing everything possible. He was, if there was anyone that had no emotional attachment to his actions and truly went by 100% what would be better for the country, that's Oberstein. And that's what the author was representing through Oberstein, and through that, I think that's why he's such a great character. And then Kaiki is one of the most fascinating characters in Monogatari, man. Flipping Kaiki Deshu, the living quote machine. Love his character arc, love his character, and he has one of my favorite arcs in the series in Hitagi End. Amazing stuff. Have you ever played the Danganronpa or Zero Escape series of games? I've never played them, I did watch the anime series, even though I've heard that that's nothing like the games. But one day I hope to sit down and play. No, that's a lie. I have played the games, just not all the way through. One of them. I forgot the name of the game that I played was, but I know I played one of them. But I need to actually like really, really get into it because that was years ago. I need to get into Danganronpa more because I really like the concept. I like stuff like that. You know, like the whole "you're it" clue type of thing. It's dope. But yeah, man, thank you for the questions. Insenilum. It's so hard. I don't know why. I mean, it's because it's late. It's because it's late. Yeah, man, I'm sorry, everyone. Dog. It doesn't not look like I'm gonna get to every single one of your questions, but I'm gonna try to get through as many as possible, man. Before this thing finishes. So let's keep going. So right here we have another question from Choco. It says, where do you store all your manga / volumes? Yo, right behind me on this thing right here, as you can see, I got like the DVDs over there and the One Piece volumes all in that one section right there. But that's where I store all my stuff, is down here in this section as well. A whole bunch of DVDs, manga volumes and whatnot. They're sort of separated. I still need to do a better job of it, but that's where they all are. Thank you for your question, Choco. Prime Alvita says Prime Alvita. Yo, that's an awesome name, Prime Alvita. Congrats on 8K, coach. Thank you very much, Alvita, yo. Along with Khan, you're my top 5 favorite One Piece reactors. Yo, I truly appreciate that, man. Thank you. There's a lot of awesome One Piece YouTubers, yo, and the fact that you have me in the top 5, I'm truly honored. You truly deserve more love, King. My question is, if you become a voice actor of any character in anime, who would you want to be? Bartolomeo, easy. Bartolomeo in One Piece, because I'm already Bartolomeo. I'll take Bartolomeo. And then in another series, I would love to voice Arata from Chihaya Furu. So I would love to voice those two. If I could voice like an awesome villain or something, dude, let me voice like the Spanish version of Dio Brando or Diego Brando. Let me be the Spanish Diego Brando. But let me do that. But thank you for your question, Prime Alvita dog. Let's see right here. We have Mac10 saying, want to know your thoughts on the movie A Silent Voice / Shape of Voice. Yo, Silent Voice was an amazing film. Very, very emotional. It hit home. It was probably one of the most emotional animated films I've ever watched. That junk hit, man. It hit in ways that I was not expecting, bro. That junk, it decimated my soul. But yeah, yo, thank you very much for the question, Mac10. I think that A Silent Voice might actually be one of my favorites. If one day I sit down and make like a top 10 favorite movies list, I think Silent Voice would be on there. It was really, really good. I can't wait to sit down one day and watch it again. It was emotional as flagnards. But thank you again, Mac10, yo. Next question comes in from Moe. It says, which is your favorite JoJo part from the animated ones? And who's your favorite JoJo up until part 5? I can give you both. So my overall favorite JoJo part, of course, is part 7. But my favorite part from the animated ones is probably part 5. I love the way they handled part 5's anime. And who's your favorite JoJo up until part 5? I kind of want to say Jotaro, man. Because I love Josuke too, bro. I really, really do. But you already know Joseph's a go-to, Jonathan. But right now, lately I've been feeling Jotaro a lot, dog. Yeah, like yo, that's my boy. That's my boy, bro. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jotaro up until part 5. But thank you for your question, Moyo. So yeah, like up until part 5, Jotaro, and the entirety of JoJo has got to be Johnny, bro. You know, that's my boy. But thank you, Moy. My boy Sticker coming in strong, yo. Shout out to my boy Sticker. Again, bro, congrats on 8,000. You are the GOAT for many reasons. I've said a million times to you, you know. Yo, Sticker, man. Thank you for the kind words, bro. That's my dog right there. Yo, Sticker, we need to do that Recon's piece, man. He says, questions. Favorite female character ever in fiction? Chihaya. I'll let you know right now, yo. Chihaya from Chihaya Furu. I'm surprised at Nebraska's an Xbox Live Party, honestly, and also favorite / coolest ability to ever exist in fiction. Favorite / coolest ability to ever exist in fiction. The coolest to me is the world. The world to me is the coolest ability I've ever seen. And it's the combination of the person that uses it too, but it's definitely the coolest ability. Now, favorite, it probably Rohan's Heaven's Door. Dang it, man, but that's hard, bro. Because it's ever in fiction, man. Like, you're not just talking about stands, bro. You're saying ever. favorite ability in fiction. You know, have y'all ever read the Mistborn series? There's a particular system in there that uses alloys and metal, and as it though that's an amazing system of abilities. That's definitely up there for me. I love how it's like Nen and how deeply constructed it is. It's really really cool. But man, favorite ability ever, dude. That's tough. Snicker, I might have to get back to you on that, man. Holy flagness. But let me just say coolest. Coolest ability is the world for me by far. I love that ability, man. And then in terms of like the way that it's written, I'll always say that the Gomu Gomu no is a fascinating ability, bro. Luffy's Gum Gum. It's just amazing in the way that Oda has written it and in the way that he has. It's super, super dope. But yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that, man. That's tough. Yeah, we'll talk about an Xbox Live Party one of these days, man. But thank you for your question, Sticker, bro. AAA Theories coming in strong, saying congrats on 8K, man. Yo, thank you, bro. By the way, what is the song in your intro? Pretty sure I've been looking for it for like a week now. It's Sprightly. Sprightly is the name of the outro song. But thank you very much, man, for your question. Commando 61, yo, my boy Commando 61996 saying congrats on 8K, GoatCon. I've always wanted to ask in the Gote 13, who was your all-time favorite captain and why? I felt Kenpachi Zaraki was the best and probably one of the most well-developed captains in the Gote. Thanks for all you do and bringing joy to every series you read. One Piece greatness. Yo, thank you very much for the kind words, man. When it comes to your question, I think my all-time favorite captain is probably Aizen, for obvious reasons, but if I did not include like a captain that would later become like a villain like that, like an Aizen again, I'd probably say Byakuya. I really, really like Byakuya. Like, I dig Kenpachi a lot, too, and some of the other captains. Like, I enjoy Soifon a lot as well. And then some of the ones that come in later on down the line. But I feel like overall, I've always loved Byakuya's character from Soul Society until the end of the series. His ability is really cool, and his character is absolutely and very, very well done and very well written by Kubo. His character has always stuck with me, man. That's Senbon Zakura Kageyoshi. Yeah, I'll always love Byakuya, but I respect Zaraki, man. I respect Zaraki for sure. So thank you for your question, bro. Next question coming from Irian Lopez. Favorite JoJo part and favorite JoJo. Who's your favorite One Piece character and arc? Favorite JoJo part is part 7. Favorite JoJo is Johnny. Favorite One Piece character is Luffy. And my favorite arc is Return to Sabaody. You're just saying One Piece, right? And my favorite One Piece arc is Return to Sabaody. For sure. Like that entire little saga right there. Post Marineford, Return to Sabaody, Marineford. That's a saga right there. But thank you for your question, bro. Yeah. Now for sure, Steel Ball Run, man. Steel Ball Run greatness. Michael Mickles, what's good, my boy? He says, congratulations once again, King. My only question is, how the hell do you plan to respond to all these? Good luck and God bless, bro. Bro, I won't be able to, man. I won't be able to. I thought I was going to be able to, but I will not be able to. It sucks. It hurts because I know y'all took the time to write the questions, man, but I won't be able to. However, I want to see if I could do something with some of the other questions that I won't be able to answer. We'll see what happens. Let's see here. Daniel Crowder coming up and saying, have you been playing the Fire Emblem 3 Houses Greatness? And if so, what house did you choose? I have not been able to play Fire Emblem yet, unfortunately. I want to get it, but I have not been able to do it yet, unfortunately. But thank you for your question, Daniel. Thank you for your question, Michael, as well. To both of you. But yeah, I need to get on the Fire Emblem Greatness. I flipping need to get on Fire Emblem Greatness for sure, but thank you, yo. I appreciate both of you. 100 Tom says, congratulations on 8K, King. You may have to Twitch your live reactions. Hold on, bro. Yo, Tom, my guy, man. Yo, Tom coming in strong. Tom coming in strong, bro. Shout out to Tom, man. But thank you very much for the congratulations, bro. He says, you may have to switch your live reactions. If you can, then upload them to YouTube while premiering them. In my opinion and questions, what are your goals for the channel now with this obstacle? And what are / or is your passions you want to keep pushing forward towards in 2019 and beyond? 100% Tom. Yo, Tom, man. Thank you, bro. So, to go to your questions. Well, first, when they're twitching live reactions, I need to get back. I need to start twitching more often, man. and doing Twitch, because yeah, like the whole YouTube streaming thing is killing me right now, man. That I can't stream. But aside from that, my goals for the channel with this obstacle, in terms of the obstacle streaming, it's not really changing the goals of the channel. My goal with the channel is just to experience more awesome sauce, more greatness. Like lately, man, I've been getting into a lot more series. I would love to, just like to like, let me see. Let me think. I'm trying to think of like a thing, like a thing to grasp on when it comes to a goal. Because overall, I mean, my goal is still the same when it comes to just continuing to move forward and grow and see where we can go, man, and find the truth. Because I treat my YouTube channel in the same way that Johnny treats his journey, man. Like, I'm on this journey on YouTube just to find something more, find some truth, find some more greatness. And then One Piece is my Gyro Zapelli, leading me down this path and teaching me lessons as I go forward. But yeah, that's my goal for the channel, man. Is just to keep experiencing greatness, and maybe like a concrete goal when it comes to, I don't know, something that I can grasp, like sub count, maybe. Sub count 10,000. Let's do a goal for the channel, 10,000 by the end of the year, man. I think that'd be pretty dope. I think that'd be pretty cool. Then what are / or is your passions you want to keep pushing forward? Oh man, 100% in my writing. My writing here and on here on YouTube. And to read and watch more stuff. Writing more, be more consistent on YouTube, and to keep pushing forward and reading and watching some more greatness. Yeah. Those are probably my goals there. But thank you, Tom, man. Thank you for your question, bro. I ask you the same thing, Tom. Hit me up in the DMs with the very same question that you just asked me. I'm asking you as well. Thank you, Tom. Yo, Alley Cat coming in saying, Recon, AK Greatness. And when I first found your channel, you were pushing the 5K mark. Gear 5K. Yo, Gear 5K is probably actually a theory out there somewhere. Thank you for all your passionate, knowledgeable content. Thank you, yo. My question is, how tall are you? How tall am I? Keep on doing your thing, Recon. Thank you, Alicadio. Yo, I'm like 5'9". Yo, I'm pretty short. I'm like 5'9", 5'10" on a good day if I'm wearing good shoes. But I think on average I'm like 5'9". Yo, I remember somebody told me that I look mad tall. I'm not tall at all, bro. I'm not tall at all. If one day I were to get together with the rest of the YouTubers, y'all would see how short I actually am, bro. Hey, man, but like the other short and characters in anime, man, we may be short. Like my boy Nishinoya from Haikyuu. We may be short, dog, but we feisty. We feisty and ready to go over the next one where you will be. But yo, thank you very much for your question, Ellicott, dog. Let's take a look here. Kaisia. I always mess up her name. I apologize. Kaisia. I always mess it up. I'm sorry, Kaisia. Congrats on 8,000 subs, well deserved. Thank you very much, yo. Are you going to catch up with the 7 Deadly Sins and Shokugeki no Soma anime before the new seasons air in October and make videos about them if you have time? Are you planning any discussion videos about Bleach in the near future? Bleach discussion videos, yes, for sure. Now, when it comes to catch up with 7 Deadly Sins and Soma, I'm not sure. If I do catch back up to Soma with the anime, I don't think I'll be doing videos on it. Sins, though, because the main things I've gotten spoiled on is the anime content that I have yet to watch, and not season 3 stuff, season 2 stuff. So I think season 3, since I'm pretty spoiler free, I might do videos on it. I'm still thinking about it because October's gonna be really, really jam packed with a lot of really great series. So I'm still unsure of what I'm gonna do, but I'm keeping my eye out and keeping it open for a possible 7 Deadly Sins catch up, or not catch up, but videos for 7 Deadly Sins. But Soma, I don't think I'm gonna do Soma. But I think I might watch it on my own though, and definitely discussion videos about Bleach. Yo, expect that. But it just sucks. I got spoiled on 7 Deadly Sins because like that drained all the energy and motivation I had for watching, because I just got spoiled on so many things at once. It sucks. But aside from that, yo, thank you very much for the question, Doug. Ditix coming up in there saying favorite Uzumaki con reaction. Flipping flagness. Favorite con reaction. It's gotta be, you know, I was gonna say it's a Gintama reaction, but hard mode aside. I think my favorite con reaction is probably the Mary. His reaction to the Mary, because it was just so raw. His reaction to the Mary, his reaction to episode 233 to 236, back in Water 7, were also amazing reactions. And of course, the legendary Ace and Roger reveal. That was a GOAT reaction, man. And then it just, like, non-One Piece related, his Ippo reactions were out of this world, man. That was a lot of fun going through that series again with him. So those are probably my favorite con reactions right off the bat. But thank you for your question, bro. Let me see. Malazan27 comes up in here saying, congratulations on 8K. Yo, thank you very much, bro. What future island in One Piece are you most looking forward to seeing? Raftel. Without question. Without question. Have you ever been recording a video in your car in public and had someone ask you what you were doing? Yes. Yes. Yes, actually. Not in my car, but in public, yes. Whenever I used to record the bathroom videos at work, they would ask me, like, yo, why in the world were you late? Were you yelling in the bathroom? Like, I remember one time that happened with me with Hunter x Hunter. Whenever Hunter x Hunter came back, they asked me why I was yelling in the bathroom, dog. And I was like, bro, you don't understand. You don't understand the greatness of what's coming back right now, dog, in that Hunter x Hunter awesome sauce. But as far as the car is concerned, from the top of my head, I can't think of one right now. But I've recorded my car so many times that I don't even know. I probably have been, but I know for the public one for sure. The public one for sure, I have been told. And they're like, man, what in the flying flattener is this guy doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm recording greatness. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me, dog. But thank you, Malazon27, bro. Yo, Horace. Horace comes in with a question, saying, first of all, congratulations on reaching this milestone. Thank you, Horace, bro. I'm sure you'll reach even greater heights because you're a legend. Nah, man, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the kind words. Why is One Piece the best-selling manga in history and the GOAT to you? Man, dude, well, it's obvious why it's the best-selling manga in history, bro. Like, because it is the GOAT. But why is the GOAT to me, man? To put it into... I could make an entire Recon's piece on this, but to put it and summarize it in the best way I can, there's no other series that has impacted me on every level imaginable in the same way that One Piece has. And because it's so long and it continues that level of impact throughout time, I think that's why it is the GOAT to me. Because Oda developed this wonderful world and these wonderful characters, and because the series is so long, that not only is it incredible and it hits home and it's inspired me, hit me emotional, hit me emotionally, connected me with so many amazing people, provided the most amazing weekly experience. The fact that I talk about it on YouTube every single week, feels like a family member that I always come and meet on Fridays and on Saturdays now. And just through multiple rewatches on my own, with Khan, with friends, the memories associated with the said series, looking back on like certain things from like a behind the scenes standpoint, just the overall existence that is One Piece, not just the series itself, but the stuff surrounding it too, the experience, the community, the backstory, the history, to its television and manga, to the interviews, to the one-shots, to the TV specials, to the movies, just the entire experience that is One Piece, to me is, there's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it, just from straight up just being entertained, from being inspired, you know, from the moment that I start reading a chapter until the end, there's nothing else like it, man. At least for me. And when it comes to just how much it hits on a personal level, man, I can't even begin to explain, or I can't even imagine where I'd be if I would never have watched Arlong Park, man. I don't know what I would be doing in my life, but I'm sure glad that after watching and getting into this series, it has led me down the path of where I am right now, man. And it's because it led me down the path, and it's because that it is my real life Gyro Zappelli and my real life Steel Ball Run, teaching me lessons as I go around the way, that One Piece is the GOAT to me, man. It's the best way I can summarize it, bro. Thank you for your question, Horace, dog. Evil Bus Driver 12 says, when are we finally getting your hotly anticipated favorite JoJo stands video? Yo, man. That's been a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I'd honestly prefer if you revealed your top 5 favorite stands per part. Also, can you rank all JoJos from favorite to least favorite? Okay, so you want me to my favorite stands per part? I'll do that in a separate video. Favorite JoJo stands 5 stands per part. I can do that. I can definitely do that. That's actually easier than making a top favorite stands video, like a top 15. And then ranking my JoJo's from favorite to least favorite. Off the top of my head, Johnny's number 1. Jolene is number 2. I think Gappy's number 3. I think Jotaro's number 4. And then Josuke / Joseph will take a 5 and 6. Giorno's number 7, and then Jonathan's number 8. And this is the thing. This is my thing with Giorno, right? I love Giorno so much, but because he's not my favorite character within that part, and the same thing goes for some of the other ones, I can't place him above the other characters that they are my favorite characters within their specific parts. Like in part 2, my favorite character from that part is still Caesar, sort of. I'll have to give a rewatch. I think on rewatch, I think I like Joseph more, and in that case, Joseph will go up on my list of favorite JoJos. But for the first couple ones, Johnny, even though Diego is my favorite character in that part, Johnny's like right there with him. The only reason why I like Diego more is because of my love for villains. But like in some of the other parts, like Jolene's my favorite character in that part too. But it's I can't help it. I love Johnny, man. So then in Gappy's case, he's definitely my number 3 because he's probably my favorite character within that part for part 8. But man, there's a lot of great characters, man, in part 8, dude. Jobin's a goat, man. Jobin's a goat. Love Yasuho. But then whenever we continue to start going down the line, like when it comes to Jotaro's case, Dio is my favorite thing about part 3, man. But I really, really dig Jotaro. I actually like Jotaro more than most all the cast members, and they have a really, really good main cast, like with Iggy, with Old Joseph, with Kakyoin, with Avdol, with Polnareff, and I think that I still like Jotaro more than all of them. But then when it comes to parts 4, 5, and 2, Bruno is my favorite character from part 5, followed by Narancia, and then it's Giorno. When it comes to part 4, my favorite character is Rohan out of that main cast, followed by possibly Koichi and then Josuke. And then when it comes to part 2, it's without question, or it's probably Caesar, you know, in comparison to Joseph. And even though I really, really love Joseph though, bro, like I don't know. I think I'm gonna like Joseph more. And if I like Joseph more, I might have to put him above some of the other ones. I gotta think about it. Right on the spot, like just to put him above some of the other ones, because I think I like Joseph more. Joseph was just so much fun, man, with him doing stuff from a tactical standpoint, the way that he did, like him, and then Old Joseph made me love him even more. So I think I might raise him a bit higher. And then Jonathan, the only reason why he comes in last is because Dio was what was carrying JoJo for me in the beginning. Like I love Dio so much that he outshined Jonathan. And through rewatches, I like Jonathan more and more, but I just prefer the other JoJo's to him. But yeah, off the top of my list, that's probably it. I'll have to think about where I'm gonna rank Joseph, but that's like the main structure. How it is, like Johnny, Jolene, Gappy, and then like Jotaro, Josuke, and Joseph and Giorno are like all like in that space of like I don't know where I'd put them, and then Jonathan right after that. So yeah, that'll be my answer. I'll think about that one day, and I'll really, really sit down. But that top 3 I think is set. I really, really love those 3. Johnny and Jolene and Gappy, man, those they're awesome. But and all of them are awesome. But like I said, there's certain parts where I like these other side characters more, and so I can't. I just wouldn't feel right putting like certain of them like above the others. Like I said, it's unfair for part 1, or I'm not part 1. I'm sorry, for part 7, because I just love those 3 characters so much. And Diego, Johnny, and Gyro, they share that number 1 spot. So that's why. Even though Diego's my favorite from that part, that's the way I look at it. But regardless, thank you for your question, Evil Bus Driver. Yo, my boy Mr. X Reacts coming in there like swimwear, saying, "How does it feel to be the GOAT?" Also, yeah, man. Well, first of all, I'm not the GOAT, but thank you, bro. I truly appreciate the kind words. Also, would you rather have Elizabeth as a pet or have a devil fruit? Congratulations on the 8,000 subs, and here's to many more. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. He says, now, Elizabeth as a pet or have a devil fruit? I think I'd rather have Elizabeth as a pet, man. You know, Elizabeth would go up into like swimwear, you know what I'm saying? But if I have a fruit, bro, I mean, what fruit would I have? What fruit would I have, man? That's the question. Because if I was rocking like Ace's Meta Meta or Blackbeard's Yami Yami, yo, I might take the fruit. But man, as Elizabeth as a pet, yo, just trolling with Elizabeth. I gotta troll with Elizabeth. I'm taking Elizabeth. I gotta troll with Elizabeth, dog. Thank you for your question, Mr. X. Santorio Zoro says, favorite anime shipped? It better be Zoyori. Yo, Zoro and Hiyori is definitely my favorite ongoing anime ship. Now, favorite anime ship ever? Oh man, dude, I love Hitagi and Araragi, bro. I love Senjogata and Araragi, man. They are that's up there. Gintoki and Sugi, of course. It's getting late, man. I'm trying to recall some of the other ones I really like. Oh man, I forgot to write Shinen Kyokai. Yo, Shinen Kyokai, I think is my. Yeah, I think Shinen Kyokai might be my favorite, honestly. That's tough because there's a lot of them. Flagnards. You know what though? For right now, off the top of my head, I Shinen Kyokai, but that's Zoro and Hiyori. Favorite Zoro and Hiyori, and then like Shinen Kyokai, favorite ongoing. But yo, I love Senjogata and Araragi's. That's a ship right there, dog. Thank you for your question, bro. Young Giant says, I really want to know, who do you like more, Nami or Robin? Nami. I love Robin, and they're actually much closer than you would think. For different reasons. Actually, I'm more invested in Robin's goal slash story than I'm in Nami's. But I like Nami more as a personality and character than Robin. Nami for me, as a person and as somebody and as a writer, is extremely inspiring. Her story and her personality, I just love so much because it takes root from like characters like Fujiko Mine and those that came before her. And then Oda just took her and took her to that next level for me. And I've grown to love Nami so much over the years. In fact, she's one of my favorite characters in the entire series. And this for many different reasons, but I think at its core, it's just the way that she is, man. You know, she's a very strong, very strong-willed character. But the moments where she puts others above herself are what really make Nami shine for me. More so than other characters. Like, I use that moment from Punk Hazard and from Water 7 as examples. In Punk Hazard, she's sacrificing everything around her to save all of the children around her, and she's announcing it to everyone. You know, Nami is someone who doesn't ask for help from anyone. And so whenever she has those moments, or not just not asking for help, but she also likes keeping certain things to herself. So when she announces certain things very loudly like that, you know it's coming straight from the heart. So when Nami had that moment with the kids in Punk Hazard, Nami had that moment where she forgave Jinbei, man. That moment hit, man. It hit hard. And it was so beautiful. And I love that moment at the end of Punk Hazard too, yo. Whenever she's thinking back to the kids, she's thinking back to her past too, with Bellamere and being a Marine. Beautiful stuff. But the moment in Water 7 where she's crying out to Luffy and telling Luffy to tighten up, dog, because it's going down. The Straw Hats are being ripped apart from the inside out. Robin is being taken away from CP9. Like, what are you doing? And you see the tears coming down her eyes. And up until that point in time, we had not seen that from Nami since the Help Me moment. And the fact that even with everything going wrong in Alabasta and Skypiea, she still was holding strong, like in Alabasta going up against Miss Doublefinger. Still held in there and still winning. You know, she has her coward side like Usopp, like everyone else does. But she still keeps going in like Swimmer. She faced NL head on with the king, bro. Fearless. But there are just certain moments where, you know, it hits home. And she realizes she has to ask for somebody else's help in a non-trollish and non-cowardly way. Like, at this point, it's like, yo, we have to do this together. It's not happening. Like, I need you, dog. And when she has to rely on others, and yet she's asking for it, for the help, man, just knowing the type of character she is, it's powerful. It's truly powerful. And, like, those scenes in Annie's lobby, those scenes in Post Marineford, whenever you see just how much Luffy means to Nami, man. It's your strong will, yo. And she promises us to become stronger, both emotionally and in the way that in her skills, all for the betterment of someone else, knowing where she comes from. Nami greatness. I could sit here all day talking about Nami, man, but yeah, definitely. But like I said before, I love Robin, 100%. But Nami is just a character that I just connect with more on a more personal level. But they're really close. They're really, really close. But thank you for your question, Young Giant, bro. Next question comes in from Shank WZ. Shank W's? I'll go with Shank W's. What's your favorite JoJo part? Steel Ball Run, bro. Steel Ball Run is honestly might be my favorite completed story ever, man. Steel Ball Run greatness. But thank you for your question, bro. It says, the next question, all right, yeah, I'm gonna have to start wrapping it up soon, man. If I did not get to your question, once again, I apologize, man. I really, really do. But I'll read a couple more here, and then we'll go ahead and end it, dog. David Rosso says, if you were to go on a vacation, where would you like to go? What are you, Kuma? Are you Kuma, dog? If you were to go on a vacation, where would you like to go? I don't like where this is going, bro. I don't like where this is going, hey, man. But if you're gonna send me there, yo, send me to Japan, dog. Send me to Japan. I wanna visit Japan, man. Send me either to Japan or send me to Venice. I would like to go visit Venice, bro, or Rome or something like that. I think that'd be pretty dope. So yeah, just send me to one of those places, bro. If you're gonna hit me with a Kuma, dog, do that. But yeah, man, those would be interesting places. I would love to visit some of the archives, like in the Vatican City or something, bro. Just go and look at some history. That'd be pretty awesome too. But aside from that, thank you for your question, David Rose. So I think I'd actually go with that, man. I would love to learn more. Like if I had the opportunity to go like into some like secret libraries, and it's like maybe like actually be able to go inside of like places like Area 51 or something like that, yo, that'd be dope. But yeah, man, thank you very much for your question, bro. Blue Tiger coming up in like somewhere saying congratulations on 8K subs, Recon. Thank you, yo. Well deserved. Since I've been in Hunter x Hunter mood lately, my question is, what is your favorite Nen ability, and which Nen category do you think you would belong to? With the way I am, I think it would be an enhancer. But at the same time, no, I don't know. No, you know what? Because I would want my Nen ability to be like Heaven's Door from JoJo. So like I have like a writing type of ability where I can like go into somebody's memories and just like look at them and read their past, like a story or something like that, like input it. I would like a Nen ability like that. So I think I would have to be a specialist, right, for something like that. In the same way that that Neon, with the way she was able to tell fortunes, she has to be a specialist. So I'd probably have to be a specialist then if I wanted that ability. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with specialist, and I'm gonna go with a Heaven's Door type of ability, if I had one. But my favorite Nen ability, Crollo's Skill Hunter is so cool, man. I think overall ability, it is Crollo's Skill Hunter. But I think my favorite technique used in the series thus far, that's tough. There's been so many GOAT techniques. Some of the recent ones have been crazy in the manga. But you know what? For the sake of this, I'm going to go with Skill Hunter overall is my favorite ability. But for technique, I'm going to have to go with Pain Packer, bro. Yo, Phaeton's Pain Packer was gold, dude. But off the top of my head, I'd probably go with that. But yeah, favorite ability is definitely Skill Hunter. And I think I would belong to Specialist. I want a Heaven's Door type of ability, man. But thank you for the question, bro. Let me see. All right, I'll read like 3 more, and then we're gonna have to get out of here, man. Once again, I really appreciate everyone taking time out of their day to come up in here like swimwear and not only watch this video but also leave your questions, man. For me to not be able to answer all of them, I truly feel bad, but I truly do thank y'all for being understanding, man. All right, let's go ahead and see right here. Okay, right here. We have a question from my boy Yak. It says, hey, congrats on 8K, my brother. Thank you, bro. I have 2 questions. First, what is your favorite crackpot One Piece theory that you would love to be true? Second, what story, this can be manga, book, anime, TV show, or any other medium, are you looking forward to starting the most? Ooh, what story am I looking forward to starting the most? From series I haven't started yet? Okay. Game? I think the game I really want to play is Persona 3. I've heard a lot of great things about that. So I really want to play Persona 3, and I love Persona 5. So I think I'm going to really like that. So I'm super excited to get into that. When it comes to anime, I really want to watch Gatsu no Lion, Sangatsu no Lion. I really want to watch that. And then another one that I really, really want to get into from a manga standpoint. I'm trying to think of some because I have a lot that I have on my list, but I can't look at my list now. There's a couple that I have on my list that I want to start, but because there's so much greatness going on right now on a weekly basis, like, but I want to continue ping pong. I'm really liking ping pong, but after that, I have to go back and look at that list. But off the top of my head, Sangatsu no Lion and Persona 3 are 2 series that I really, really want. Or one is a game, and the other one is an anime that I really want to get into. And then book, Flipping Flagnars, man. There's a few books too. I'll get back to you on that. But I think for sure, Gatsu no Lion and Persona 3 are 2 things that I really, really can't wait to start. But thank you for the question, Yak, bro. Gold Mike comes up in here saying, which One Piece island / country would you live on? Skypiea. Yeah, dude, no, Skypiea. Whole cake. I take back what I said, whole cake. Do you know, bro, I am a massive fan of cake and just desserts in general. Pie, cake, chocolate, caramel, anything, you know what I'm saying? And a whole island filled with that, bro. I'm living a whole cake. Even with Big Mom, I don't give a flying. I'll chill with Big Mom. We'll have tea. We'll have tea and crumpets. Mom will be in like somewhere. I'll cook her up some rice and beans. You think Big Mom is gonna deny me whenever I make her the nicest, greatest plate of rice and beans on the planet Earth? Arroz con chuleta, man. I'll serve it up to Big Mom. She wants seconds. Don't try me, dog. Me and Big Mom will be chilling. And that way me and Pudding can get together. But yeah, man, most certainly Whole Cake Island, yo. I would love to live in Whole Cake. Whole Cake, Skypiea, and Wano. Dude, Wano looks fantastic. I don't know the problem with Wano, even though I love it as long as Kaido's there. But after the king takes him out, I like to live in Wano too. I think let's go. All right, 2 more questions. Second to last one. Anna says, how did you get to know about Gotama? I knew what Gotama was whenever I was watching a Bleach episode. One of those subbed episodes back on like one of those old websites from back in the day. I think it was Bleach Get, or it might have been one of the ones. And before the episode started, an ad ran, or like a commercial for Bleach. And it was with Gintama. And it was promoting the start of the Gintama anime, and it had Ichigo and his Bankai, and then it showed Gintoki. I was like, yo, this series, if it has a collaboration with Bleach, it looks pretty cool. And I love like the whole comedic aspect of it in the commercial. So I started it a little bit after that, and I was really, really enjoying it. And then later on down the line, I got back into it thanks to my boy John Brown, which is whenever I really, really got into it. And when John got me into it, I was obsessed. I was addicted. I was going through episodes and episodes and episodes. I went in like somewhere I was, and then when I caught up, started doing videos here on YouTube. After that for Gintama, and the rest is history. But it was basically, I first found it through Bleach, and ran a Bleach episode with a commercial. But then it was my boy John Brown that really got me into it again, and I fell in love. I was like, yo, this is goat flipping Tama, dog. Like, this is greatness right here. But definitely, it's thanks to those two factors that I got into Gintama. For sure. But thank you very much for the question, yo. And then for the last question right here, we have a question from, let me see. But what is going on? My computer's tripping. Let me see. It's not loading the thing. Okay, there we go. It's like I see the. There we go. Okay. Next question comes from Edward Ontario, saying you don't need millions of subs if you can get 8K goat people on your channel. I agree. I could not have said any better myself, man. Who in the flying flagnards needs a mill when I've got y'all, bro? When I've got 8K, man. When I have 8,000 goats. All going up in like somewhere, bro. Like in Luffy's army, dog. I agree 100%, bro. And congrats, by the way. Thank you, man. I want to ask, since Wano has a lot of stuff that's been off screen, do you still think Wano will be at least longer than Dressrosa? Yes. And how do you think about the recent news about Mayumi Tanaka finding an apprentice since she's not young anymore? I'm fine with it. You know, especially since One Piece is going to be ending anytime soon. And if she doesn't want to find an apprentice and retire before One Piece ends, you know, it's gonna feel weird, of course, because her voicing the king is gonna be missed. Of course, you know, that's such an iconic voice at this point in time. But if we can't help it, we can't help it. We're just gonna have to adapt and keep moving forward. I just hope that they find someone else that's legendary to voice Luffy, because Luffy's lines are goat, man. Like, man, dude, the Gomu Gomu no and the emotion behind it. That's why so many people like watching the sub. That's why I love watching the sub. Such an iconic voice. She'll definitely be missed, but I feel like if she can no longer do it after a certain point in time and she has to find an apprentice, I would try to get used to it. I mean, of course, like I said, it's going to take a while to get used to it, but I would understand the circumstances behind it. And she's given 20 plus years of her life to this man. I completely understand. Now, in terms of, do I think Wano will be longer than Dressrosa? I still do believe so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in chapter 952, and we're still not done with Act 2. Onigashima, I'm going to assume, is going to be longer than what we've seen so far, especially with all the stuff that it's going to have to cover. And then we have post-Wano. This arc is easily going to be over 100 chapters. Easily over 100 chapters, which I don't mind, because this arc has been GOAT so far. So I think it's easily going to be over 100 chapters, but aside from that, definitely think it's going to be longer than Dressrosa. Most certainly, yo. I'll do one more question, man. One more question. Right here, Daniel Crowder saying, do you plan on doing another future read-through for a series? Also, when are you planning on continuing your read-through for the Promised Neverland? I am planning on doing more read-throughs and stuff like that. Stuff like that and the Monogatari catch-up stuff. I want to do more stuff like that. And then I'm planning on continuing the read-through for Neverland as soon as possible. I want to watch some more Ping Pong. And then after that, I'll definitely want to get back on with the Emma Greatness and the Neverland AwesomeSauce, because I've been missing it. Especially whenever you get like those jump covers and you see all the characters together. I've been missing Emma, yo. But aside from that, man, I want to thank every single one of y'all for stopping by and being with me. I know I wasn't able to get to all of the questions, and I wasn't able to get to every single person on here that took time out of their day in order to send questions in. And I truly do apologize for that, but I thank you for being patient with me, and I thank you for understanding my situation, man. But thank y'all so much, man. I hope everybody has an awesome sauce of a day. Take care. I'm gonna go get some sleep because it is mad late. But this was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for the awesome questions. I hope you have an awesome sauce of a day. Take care. Flipping greatness, man.